run it, run. No, 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 ay. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. Nonchalant, wake up feeling like I'm righteous. In my mind, see it grab me with my likeness. Up till 5, no one working like the zeitgeist. Put in 12-hour shifts while I write this. And I know when the black shit, they showing love. Not everyone a day one, don't lie to me. And they wanna take credit when no credit's due. Say what you want, but it don't bother me. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. Nah, no sirski, baby girl be talking sweet but used to dirt me. Wanna take a few snaps for a story. Wasn't showing no love when we was hurting, it's funny, no sirski. Baby girl be talking sweet but used to dirt me. Wanna take a few snaps for a story. Wasn't showing no love when we was hurting, it's funny, no. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do.
Wanna see you with your hands up, going straight to the sky. Let me see you put your hands up. Cause we do till we die and we on another level. To the rest, wave goodbye, put baguettes in the benzo. Got a piece of the pie. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life. Stay up, diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right. Wanna see you put your hands up, pointing straight to the sun. Everybody lift your bands up. Celebrate cause we won, we stay on another level. Yeah, the team stay fly. Word to Bruno, get your rings up. Cause the limit is the sky. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life. Stay up. feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight, got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight, got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right.
This ain't what you want. I've been living at hotels for a month. I don't take any meetings after lunch. I've been spelling all my sneakers, I don't jump. Me and mine only tryna double up, yeah. Me and mine tryna build, come up front, yeah. Measure twice, cut once, what we on, yeah. Measure twice, cut once, what we on, yeah. I've been reading Proverbs on the walk, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains, then it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains, then it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, and here I go again. I hope y'all never ever get the chance to win. I'm Westbrook and I'm staring at the rim, yeah. Does anybody really wanna jump with him? Yeah. I got agents who talk like friends, yeah. I got friends only wanna talk business. I got expensive, cause winning's expensive. I got expensive, cause winning's expensive. I've been reading all the war, and I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains, then it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains, then it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, and I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains, then it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains, then it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah.
On the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. Stayed down, remain humble and I made it work. Crazy how I came out so clean from the dirt. We was using candles on the nights the lights ain't work. We ain't never going back to that and that I merged. Turn your back on me, the worst mistake you ever make. Keep my grass cut, gotta watch out for the snakes. If it's on my plate, best believe it's getting eight. I'm falling like I'm Kobe 33 before the 8. I just want the rings and the medals and the trophies. I want the Kardashians and Jenner to all know me. I wanna take a Uber to the hills to visit Chloe. I want the floor seats cause I'm tired of the nosebleeds. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. I feel like I'm Scottie Pippen, putting on the work but they don't give me no recognition. Basically the league's MVP but the P is missing. I'm the most valuable but sometimes they tend to forget it. I live my life on the edge but my back against the wall. I make sure my shoes lace cause who gon' catch me if I fall against the odds, but I'ma beat them all. I used to have a lot of friends, I never thought my day one circle be this small, but who needs love if it's fake love? I'm tryna shine like the diamonds on Mike's glove. Get in my way and you gon' feel it just like Mike's glove. I'm tryna go from burnt rugs to the red rugs. That's facts. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. Who gon' stop me now? I'm on the road, let me know. Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? I'm on the road, let me know. Who gon' stop me now? Gang, gang. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
You were right, Kate. My sister is gone. There's only Jinx now.
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
I'm ready.
To return peace to this city, you must declare martial law.
Topside is the real enemy. You have the chance to rally the Undercity together. You're a symbol. So what are you planning?
Watch it all burn.
You felt it, haven't you?
The arcane is waking up.
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
Sustenance.
Then stop me.
Guys, welcome back to another tournament right here on the TC channel. Crucial by Micron presents SKplz Community Clash powered by Zotec Gaming. It's me, Madness, alongside today with you is Kaka. So honestly, Kaka, can we before we go into it, let's talk a bit about SKplz, right? You know this man for a long time.
Yeah, long time teammate, long time League of Legends player as well. One of the legends of the game, honestly, in our scene in India at least. So I'm just very happy to see that he gets a tournament dedicated to him solely, and that makes me again really happy. And yeah, I mean, what more can I say? I have been his teammate and we have won so many tournaments together, and I'm just glad to cast one of the tournaments that is dedicated to him.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a bit different than the last tournament, right, guys? This is going to be a single elimination tournament. So the teams you have seen, we will be seeing today, have not lost. a single best of 3 or best of 1 up till now. They have been doing their best, and today we have a bit of a spicy matchup. It's going to be Pakistan versus Bangladesh in that overall, right? It's G2R versus Syndicate of Vengeance. So Syndicate of Vengeance being your Bangladesh team, G2R being your Pakistan team. So honestly, cannot wait for this. And before we hop on and talk about the teams, let's look a bit about the event schedule, how we got to this point in this duration. Registrations did take place between October 13 to 18. That's over. Now single elimination matches have been done. Right now, today's match will be a best of 3, October 19 and October 20, right? And then the 24th, we will have our grand finals, in which we will have a new victor of a championship of this magnitude, right, Kaka?
Yeah, 100%. And so today is semi-final 1. Whoever wins makes it to the grand finals. Tomorrow we'll have another semi-final. And again, winner will move to the grand finals. Just look at the prize pool right here. So we have our top 4 teams. So whoever loses today has at least logged in 5,000 INR. But whoever wins will lock in at least 15,000 INR. So a lot at stake, and you can't really make a lot of mistakes because it is single elimination. First place will get 50% of the prize pool, which will be 25,000 INR. So yeah, can't really wait to get into the games as well right now. The prize pool looks good. And just coming back to the event schedule again, and semi-final 1 madness. This is going to be a banger, as you said. Pakistan versus Bangladesh. Both these teams, I'm pretty sure they don't know too much about each other, but they must have done their research by now, and it should be a very interesting series. Gear to Revolution versus SOV. It's going to be fun, and G2R does have a few players that I have played against and with, so that is going to be fun. Watching out for my former teammates. Just looking at the brackets real quick right here. Let's see how we got here. And as you can see, yeah, G2R winning out 2-0 against Dark Reapers, and Madness, take it away.
Yeah, G2 wins against Dark Reapers over there. SOV beats Ace Ragnarok, so they're going to be your 2 semi-finalists in that first semi-final. On the other side of the bracket, you see NTO beats Miku Aim 2-0, so they will be facing Old Gods, who beat Troll Gods 2-0. So you can see pretty much domination from the teams that have hit this semi-final bracket, right? Because they have been winning their matches 2-0, 2-0 in these best of 3 kind of formats that happen in the quarterfinals. So they are looking pretty dominant. Can't wait to see them clash over here. And honestly, I don't think either of these matches will be a 2-0, because I think all these teams will be their best, and I think we're going to be looking at all 3 maps today. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And this is basically a fight for that pay jump of 10k from that 5k to that 15k. So they will be looking to lock in that extra money for themselves at this point. So can't wait to go over there. And Kaka, will we see a bit of bias casting towards G2R just because some ex-teammates on that roster, or we're going to keep it all clean over here?
Never. If anything, I'll be more critical towards them if they do make mistakes, because that's how it is. But yeah, as you said, 5,000 turns into 15 if you win this match today. So that's 3x the money. So a lot at stake. And as you clearly said, like 2-0 all around. Old Gods beating Troll Gods, so a lot of gods clashing as well. 2-0 right there. So none of these teams that have come into the semi-final so far have lost a game. As of now, but yeah, of course, 2 of them will be losing 1 or more games, two games essentially, and that will be fun to watch. And let's see, I do expect 3-game series as well in the semi-finals. Both of these semi-finals, all 4 teams are pretty close to each other, and it's going to be hard to pick a definite favorite, but Old Gods do have players that we are very familiar with: Potato Monster, W, and all these guys, that have played in the previous tournaments as well. If you remember the last 50k tournament that we had, PNX won, but that was against Potato Monster and W. So maybe they make the finals again, and those guys are in the Old Gods right now. And for G2R, they do have some really solid players. Of course, they don't play on our server, but they do play a lot on Europe server, and these guys are all high-low, very experienced players as well. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's you have to watch out for these players because like they're used to playing on higher pings, so you give them lower pings and suddenly they just become a different breed of monsters on that kind of ping that they will be playing over there. And as you said, PNX not in this tournament. The last top 4 teams of that 1K that we just did cast are not here. Of the SID Community Clash, they are not in this tournament. So it's now an opportunity for a new crown because you don't have PNX, you don't have Temple King. So we're gonna definitely have a new victor in this tournament. So it's going to be interesting to see. As I said, Potato Monster Squad is the one that did fall down last time in that grand finals against PNX. So maybe they're just looking to maybe edge their name on that trophy this time for themselves and lock in that 25K. But that's a matter for tomorrow, right? That's the semi-final of tomorrow. Right now, the focus is on G2R versus SOV. Can't wait to see what Pakistan does on this low ping and what they can actually do. But nothing to be taken away from Syndicate of Vengeance. They do look like a pretty strong team as well. But yeah, because both teams do look so strong, I honestly predict it goes to map 3. Until I see the draft, I can't even predict how this will actually go down. Any thoughts about the players of G2R? You said you played with them, so any ones we should keep our eyes out on?
I mean, Kubeb is always a great ADC, very reliable, can play all these champions as well that are meta right now. The Ezreal, the Ashe, Caitlyn, you name it, he is really good on these champions. And even the jungler Ninja Way does play a lot of off-meta champions like the Evelyn. At least he used to play it in the past. So both of these guys would be, for me, the players to watch. And just touching on Old Gods, I do hope Potato Monster finally wins the tournament because it's been multiple times that he has finished second and he has come close, 3-0 in the first finals, 3-1 in the second finals. Let's really hope it doesn't go to 5 games and he ends up in a 3-2 losing side. So I really hope that doesn't happen for him, but that he does end up winning one of these tournaments because he has been very consistent throughout the tournament and throughout these matches. He has been one of the better players, so I hope he can get some success when it comes to these community clashes. Speaking of that, today's matchup will be fun, and I honestly don't know how both of these teams are going to look. So I mean, that will be very interesting, and as you said, till we watch the first game in the draft, at least we won't have any idea of what these guys have been playing so far. I only got to watch one match that Old Gods had played, and they had picked Camille, J4 and Galio, so that was one of the better drafts that I've seen. You just can't mess around with. And with that, guys, we will be jumping into Champ Select in the match between Gear to Revolution versus Syndicate of Vengeance. This will be a best of 3, and on to the first game we go. And there you go, Galio gets banned, although we were talking about some other team. Looks like G2 are not interested in playing against that champion.
Yeah, and Galio has pretty dominated in Worlds also, been a favorite pick over there, so people are very wary of this champion. They're really being targeted over here from SOV as their ban. They are going to be banning it out over there. I expect to see some, targeted bans in the direction of SOV from G2R. Probably have done their homework. They have had time to do it, right? They've seen their tournaments be playing. We have been streaming a bit on the Discord where we can see a bit of those
they have
matches.
Done their homework, honestly, because I think it looks like they think they are against Hammy Bhai, and the Irelia gets banned, which that does not make sense at all because he's not playing today. Having said that, the Rengar does get banned, so these are the sort of targeted bans that you don't usually see in a lot of these tournaments. And for the other side though, G2 are just banning out Mordecai, Brom, Galley, all 3 champions that every other team plays, so you don't want to play against these champions, and that looks good to me so far, Madness.
Yeah, definitely. Very standard from G2R and very targeted from SOV over this point. Just waiting to see the last ban they get. That's the Ezreal getting banned out over there. A nice pickup from them. Now G2R does have the first pick being the blue side, and it looks like, and it is them locking in that Nautilus over there. So expect them to take some prio in that bot lane with this Nautilus. And what counter support would you be like to see out of SOV over here, Carter?
I mean, that counter support is banned out, right? The Brom can really do well against the Nautilus, but once you ban him, you open all of these champions like the Leona, Rel, Nautilus, Thresh. So you don't have to counter it. You can go toe-to-toe, and that's exactly what Terex is going to do on that Leona pickup, which I like against the Nautilus. You can play around the Leona E with your anchor as well when it comes to Nautilus, so you both cancel each other out. So just very standard support picks. You do see both of these champions in a lot of tournaments, in a lot of solo queue games as well. So far I like the draft coming in from both sides. Invoker is going to lock in the Kai'Sa for himself, and yeah, pretty standard stuff, but it looks good so far.
Yeah, definitely. And Kai'Sa does get locked in. They are now hovering the Volibear on the side of G2R. Currently ranked the second best jungler on op.gg right now. So maybe they look to do something spicy over there or go in the top lane. Can be flexed very well. Even though it has not been locked in, they are in a sec, and it does get locked in for the side of G2R. So they are looking like a spicy, very hard CC comp already, in my opinion. This Volley and this Nautilus will be an amazing front line for their team, and it's interesting to see what they pick. I would like to see maybe a Jhin pickup or something like this against that Kai'Sa for that long range engage on her. It depends on what they actually do want to play out over there, and it looks like they are having the Ahri, and the Ahri does also get locked in, so we are going to see an Ahri in that mid lane for G2R. Now SOV with the last ban of the first picking of first phase, and it looks like the Wu is being hovered over here, which probably will go into the jungle, and that does get locked in over here. So now, as a mid laner, Kaka, what would you like to be seeing against this Ahri essentially?
And we have seen it in World so far. The Sylas running riot against the Ahri. You can always steal that ult and get 4 dashes for yourself. That's counting without resets, right? So I think a Sylas ban or a pick would be very good here. Speaking of the picks, Volibear does not really give too much away. You can take him in the top lane. You can, take him in the jungle role as well. So I think that's a very solid pickup. I do like Volibear quite a lot, actually. Does a lot of damage. Can get pretty tanky as well. And the Ahri blind pick is pretty solid as well. I think Ahri is one of those champions right now which you can pick blindly and can have really good laning phase. With the Sylas will get banned, interestingly, by the side of G2R. So we were just speaking about that, and that gets banned. I expect the Orianna ban to follow up because it is one of the better matchups in lane at least. So let's see if G2R decides to ban that as well.
Yeah, and SOV just targeting the ADC of G2R. Already 3 ADC bans onto him, right? The Ez is out, the Ashe is out, the Jinx is out. I'm pretty much expecting this Jhin to definitely get picked up over here for G2R. Just let's see what they do. As you said, they might just ban out this Orianna for themselves, so that Ahri has a much easier time in lane, and that is exactly what does happen here. The Prophet Kaka has predicted, and that is what does occur over there. So that Orianna does go out. So SOV will be having the last pick for themselves, and they're looking like they're leaving this for their top lane essentially to see what G2R picks, so they know if this Volley will go in the jungle or the top lane over there.
Yeah, for sure. And you can pick your mage right now, and Hue is going to come in. I was gonna say Hue or Victor. Both the control mages look pretty good, but I like the Hue pickup as well. Pretty good into the Ahri. You can have a decent laning phase. Tristana gets logged in for the other side though, so the Jhin won't come in, unfortunately, although I do like the Jhin. But against Wukong, I think it kind of makes sense. You want something that you can run away with, and the Tristana suits, and so it's a good pick. And the Skarner comes in pretty late, but it does get logged in for the side of G2R. So they have a really solid front to back team comp right here. A lot of tanks, a lot of damage coming out from their carries as well, and a lot of CC provided by the Nautilus and Skarner. And for the other side, oh my god, I was just talking about G2R. SOV is going to follow suit as well with the On into the Volibear. So On might struggle a bit in lane, but once the laning phase is done, On is such a high value champion when it comes to the items and when it comes to the CC that he can provide in the team fight. So a lot of backline dive coming out from the side of SOV, and I really like that. When you have the Kai'Sa for yourself, you want something to enable her and killer instinct onto the backline. So that's a great pickup. The Leona, a lot of CC, the Wukong as well, the On as well. So both these teams have drafted really well in this game so far. I would, give a slight edge to SOP. I would have liked to see a different AD carry for the side of G2R, but again, they ran out of options right there. so it was not possible for them. And SOV looks like they have gotten what they wanted in this draft, and it's going to come down to how they play it out, because on paper their draft looks really strong to me.
Yeah, it does. It definitely looked like the slightly favored side over here in the draft pickups overall. But as you said, the game is the game. It depends what happens actually inside the matchups, right? How they actually want to play it out. Theory is one thing, practical is another. It just depends what they choose to do in lane, which sides are going to get that prio with the jungler helping out the other parts. They go for grubs first, they go for drakes first. It's all in all just still up in the air, but really good drafts from both teams actually. Just a ton of CC in both sides. This Wu has a huge engage with the Tristana W out is also good for her. Nautilus can have a good disengage. The Skarner does come in for excellent ganks with pickups. Can pick up that Hue if he wants to when he goes for it in those fights. But all in all, just looking very solid across the entire drafting over here. And as you said, G2R were just not left with many options for that ADC, because SOV did target 3 bans for the ADC. And you did speak about the ADC of G2R before we did begin, right? You did say he was pretty good, so maybe this is why they are targeting him, so maybe to freeze him out a bit in that instance. But this bot lane just looked like a matchup of that engage of the Nautilus and the Leona. It just cancels out each other, essentially how they want to play it out. The Tristana does have an ability to run away from these engages, so I expect the Kaiser to maybe have the cleanse with her when she goes into lane, especially for the charm of the Ahri and a bunch of other CC that G2R has. But yeah, I am predicting SOV on paper, but hey, let's just see what actually does go down in the game, Gaga.
Yeah, 100% as you said. It is going to be pretty interesting, and I just getting word from production right here, the top laner for G2R is our, best performing player so far. 22 kills onto his name and only 8 deaths. So he has been wreaking havoc all around. And for the other side, SOV, Invoker, has been on a tear as well. 18 kills to only 4 deaths so far in this tournament. So I think these two players you have to watch out for, because they bring all the action in and they bring all the kills in as well. 22 and 18, that's 40 kills combined between two players. That's quite a high number. So let's see between these two guys who takes more kills in this game. Although I would favor the Kai'Sa to do so, obviously. But that will be very interesting to watch as well.
Yeah, but we have to also keep in mind these stats might be a bit inflated as well, because they are in matches where they have been dominating it, right? So they have been just going for those kills instead of objectives here. But I think now they have to maybe play a more standard game of League when they're going toe-to-toe with people who have also gone 2-0 in their series. So that depends on how it goes out over here. So just that, honestly, I expect a lot of aggressiveness. Our region isn't a very aggressive region, as we've talked again and again. So honestly, these team fights will be breaking out. I just want to see maybe a very spicy invade. That's all I'm hoping out of this matchup in the beginning. We see something juicy that way. I just can't wait to see what they actually do. I just don't want to see another parallel in that river. It's a very boring start for how these guys play later on in a completely different manner exactly.
Yeah, I mean, historically, the Pakistani teams do love to invade and get that early vision and to track the jungler as well as they can. So I think there might be a slight invade coming in. But both the Leona and Nautilus are just like, really strong level 1 champions as well, right? So let's see if that does end up happening. Speaking more about the draft, actually, the mid matchup is really fun for me at least. Hue versus Ahri, both these champions again so blindable, so really good in this patch as well. You can make different items on Ahri like the Malignance if you want, Luden's Tempest, and same for the side of Hue, right? You can go for the Luden's Tempest, you can go for the Blackfire Torch. So they do have some sort of creativity. I mean, let's call that. I mean, yeah. So they are both versatile champion when it comes to item build. So that is going to be fun to watch. We do have a slight pause in the game, so we are just waiting to jump right into it once the game starts. So sorry for the delay, guys. We are as excited as you are to jump into this game as well. But the draft has been like just good to watch, and I don't think we say that too much, especially when the both of us are casting, right? So I mean, that's a treat to watch, and let's see what happens in this game 1.
Yeah, definitely. And just after seeing that draft just makes me more excited for this matchup that will be coming in front of us. I just honestly can't wait to see what these guys actually do with it, because we usually see if one team does really good drafts or one team does like whatever they want, but this time both teams have gone for these amazing drafts. And with that, guys, being said, we are jumping into this highly anticipated, well thought about comps matchup over here. Can't wait to see what does go down. Left side, on the blue side, you have G2R, the Pakistani team. On the right side, the red side, you do have SOV, Syndicate of Vengeance from Bangladesh, and again another parallel in the river. So that's all my hope. There is a word from that Wukong in that river bush for himself, so he can maybe see if Skarner does try to walk up to him. But otherwise, all in all, pretty standard as goes off. The Wu does pick up the health pot while Skarner does neglect to do that. There's difference in their champions that allow them to do these kind of plays. I love to see the Tristana with the lethal tempo as well as the Kaiser. Always going to be interesting, and the Volibear in the top lane as well, having that lethal tempo there, Kaka.
Yeah, 100%. I think he is going to make that Rod of Ages into Rift Maker or something along those lines as well. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we might see some sort of trade coming in. The hook misses, so that is pretty unfortunate for the side of the Nautilus from G2R. I think if that had connected, that would be some sort of a trade, winning trade for the side of Tristana as well, who is so strong early level. But another hook, this time it does connect a small chunk of damage towards Terex, who was not able to proc his aftershock right there. The Nautilus coming out on top right there, and look at this, level 2 being hit for both the sides. Kaisa gets hooked, but the threat of Leona is pretty big, and we might see First Blood coming in here. We do another jump for the Tristana. He might take the kill and jump off into the sunset right now, and there you go, First Blood coming in for the side of SOV, answered back immediately for the side of G2R. And in the top lane, as we were talking about the top performer, the flashes gets traded right here, and that was very, very close for both these guys who are on blinking HB bars, right?
Yeah, definitely very close. And Volibear is not stopping here. He's chasing hard all the way almost back to his base side over there.
Look at the farm. There. Exactly. Look at the CS that the On is going to miss just because of that. Oh my god, that is going to be painful for him.
That's a huge wave that he's missing.
Yeah, that's a huge wave and it's stacking as well.
Very painful. He misses out on that, but to be noted that first blood that did come out was on Terex, right? It's on the Leona, whereas the Tristana got the kill for herself. So that is a plus point for G2R in that bot lane side, right? The more gold being funneled on Terex. So they're not all the way that blade, but the Tristana is lacking behind. He is a bit back on HP. Both the ADCs do still have their summoners up, while the Leona is the only one there who had burned the flash. The Ignites do get burned from both sides. Flash being burned by the Leona. It looks like the Skarner will be picking up his red and maybe looking for some walking over here, but that Tribush is warded already, so he will be spotted out while coming. The Wukong is also maybe looking for maybe a hover play over here, maybe realizing Skarner is also close by, so you might see some very spicy action over here. Skarner is going in before the Wukong does make it
Tristana
over, and that is a bunch of fights going over. Tristana jumps in, go all to her death, and this fight is looking like it's going in SOV's favor. Skarner has to flash out. Nautilus still does his flash up, so it doesn't have to burn that, but all in all, a very mistimed play from the Tristana there, Kaka.
Yeah, 100%. And that was very well baited from the side of SOV. They had vision on the Skarner throughout, and they were just waiting for the side of G2R to make that mistake and go into them. And now you can see the CS difference as well, 15 to 33. So that's a 18 CS difference coming in, in the AD carry department. And the Kaisa, who was slightly behind because of the kill going on to Tristana, has recovered well, has gotten a kill for herself. And yeah, burning both the summoner spells from Tristana, that was pretty good, and that was very well played from the side of SOV, who did just what they needed to bait this gank out.
Yeah, absolutely. And a bit misplay from Tristana going in, maybe not realizing that Wukong could also be close by. That does just trash all their hopes. SOV, as you said, had full vision on that Skarner when he was there, so they knew the kind of play they were going to go for. Skarner is on the top side of the map as well as Wu, so there might be a fight near these grubs in around a minute or 50 seconds time before that goes down. The Volibear is going a bit aggressive into the jungle of the Wukong, and Skarner is not far behind, so this might be Wukong getting a very surprise visit over here from the Volibear and the Skarner. He is going to get stunned across right here. He can pretty much walk out of it with his clone being left behind, but I don't think this will allow him to make it in time before the grubs start. He'll just be reaching there around the time they spawn, maybe a bit later. So this gives priority to the Skarner to take these grubs for himself, and maybe instead he'll just choose to take the dragon, and that's why you see that Wukong is heading to the bot side instead of backing over there. And meanwhile, in the top side, these fights just keep on going on, and Volibear is becoming the victor of most of these trades. He did chase that Ornn pretty much over there in the beginning, but in the bot side, as you can see, that CS has been recovered quite a bit by the Tristana of G2R.
Yeah, 100%. I think we might see. Oh my god!
Oh no, the tower shot. Oh, the jump.
Yeah, I was just going to say we might see a solo kill up in the top lane. That's exactly what happened. The Volibear, unfortunately gets hit one too many times from the enemy turret and ends up dying in the 1v1. So he started off really well in this lane with all that XP and minion advantage that he had. But Jun, the Ornn has come in pretty well back into this lane, getting the solo kill for himself. Now has the advantage for himself, and meanwhile both the junglers will be taking the objectives as well on these sides. In the mid lane, a heavy trade coming in. Ahri will have to burn her ultimate to get out of this sticky situation, but loses more than half her HP bar, and there you go, solo kill coming in for the side of High Reaper. I'm not too sure why the Ahri went back. Very well played from the High Reaper, punishing the mistake very heavily.
Yeah, definitely over there. I honestly did not know why. This Volley does take this unfortunate turret shot to his name. The Ornn does see his advantage as soon as Volley jumps in, channels his ultimate, gets that solo bolo in the top side, another solo in the mid lane, maybe a bit by the overconfidence of the Ahri. Ahri just jumps into the QQ of the Hue over there. Hue flashes forward onto the Ahri while Ahri burns her flash as well, gets the kill to his name. So both the kills going over to SOV side, they're looking a bit stronger here. At the same time, as you said, the junglers trade those objectives over, right? The dragon goes over to SOV, which is the Hextech Drake. The 3 grubs go over to G2R. So pretty standard exchange of jungle objectives at this point. So I can't wait to see what Ahri will try to do. He's trying to clear some vision for himself, and it's going to be maybe a switch up of lanes. You can see that the Tristana had gone towards the mid side, but now he's opting to go towards the bot. The Nautilus will be hovering over here in case you want to look for a kill on the Hue. The Hue might get overconfident.
Yeah, there you go. It's so well warded. I think they should know the Nautilus is lurking around in that brush, and yeah, the ward gets cleared because they sense like the information has been provided to the side of SOV. Instead, all 3 of them are just going to run from the mid lane towards this bot lane to see if they can make something happen there. The Kai'Sa does not have her flash available to her for the next 15 seconds. So nothing's going to come off it as well. And yeah, just a lot of pressure that's coming in. The Hue can be, killable once he loses the flash. So that's why we were seeing so many roams coming around from the mid, from the side of G2R towards this mid side, but props to him for surviving that so far. And he does have 10 CS advantage, add to that the solo kill advantage as well. And SOV just looking pretty strong right now, 1.4k gold advantage. Both the solo laners doing really well, getting the solo kills. And yeah, they're just CSing pretty well as well.
Yeah, an excellent wardage from SOV, right? Because of that ward, the Hue does know that the Nautilus is in that bush, knows to watch out for it. In the bot side, while they were trying to go for that dive on that flashless at that time, Kai'Sa just presses E now to dash right out of that, so he is pretty safe. Standard is going on the top lane side for the Volibear, is 12 CS up on the Ornn. In the bot side, 11 CS up for the Kai'Sa. In the mid lane, a bit of CS advantage for the Hue, and these bot sides guys do not stop fighting. They just love hitting each other. An excellent hook onto the Kai'Sa over here, but I don't think it will result in much. Except the Leona does go in, but the Skarner is here close by. Does go in on the Leona. An excellent ultimate from the Skarner. Catches both the bot side members of SOV. But look who is here. It's Broken Blade with the Wukong. Is spinning around. Gets the knockup. Is trying to go for a kill onto one of these members, but might go to his own demise. Gets the Tristana before falling down, probably to the Ahri, who they will be giving the kill over here. for that. Hui is also here for the matchup, and Hui goes in. The Wukong does not go down, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Skarner who goes down instead, alongside the Ari. So an excellent re-engage from SOV for the counter of the Skarner hiding in that bush over there, Kaka.
Yeah, I mean, that was... What a battle that was. I think G2R could have done much better there. Let's get a replay of that, right? And you will see the Skarner ult was so well done. I think the Tristana, if he just ults them right there, pushes them towards the blue side turret, they wouldn't get to the turret, but they would be deep inside and far away from their own turret, right? Just look here. If the Tristana ults here instead of just auto-attacking, you can kill that Kai'Sa who used the barrier in her ultimate to get out and got so much shield. And how has this Wukong survived right there? I have no idea. Just look at his HP bar. All three champions, Skarner just could not find his place in the team fight after the ultimate. Missed his E onto the Wukong. And the Hui comes in, uses his ultimate, uses his spells, finishes off the kill. And that's a 3 for nothing for the side of SOV. And G2 they are looking pretty weak in this one. 3,000 gold behind. One more kill, make that 2. For the side of SOV, and SOV dominating in this game 1 so far.
Yeah, and SOV just taking the advantage of that. The 4 grubs do get taken by G2R over here, so they do have that to their name. They do have a lot for themselves. But overall, in these fight-ups, it just looks like that SOV do come up on top. So they are going to be struggling a bit from the side of G2R. The Ocean Drake is up currently, but nobody is seeming to be walking towards it except that Skarner, who is inching his way forward for that. He did manage to, as you say, secure those 4 grubs. 2 grubs actually do. The last grub does get picked over by SOV's Wukong right now, and he is picking up the blue buff of Skarner right now, while the dragon does go down to G2R. So G2R will be equalizing the dragon count for a 1-for-1 after this dragon does go down, and we will be seeing what kind of dragon map we will be getting after this at this point. And I'm honestly anticipating a bit of a Cloud Soul.
Oh, it's Infernal.
Does go in. It is Infernal. It is Infernal, as you said. Infernal does go over throughout the entire thing. Volibear just hammering away at these plays just before the orb
but the
gets
Wukong
back.
is on his way towards that top lane. The Volibear does not have ult or flash. I think he's dead here. I think he overextended quite a bit, and I think he's just going to pay for it with his life right now.
Yeah, definitely will be probably going down in this stage. And the Hui also does come here for good measure, doesn't get the assist to his name, but yeah, that's a very big dead Volibear. And they are going to be trying to rush some of these plays before that 40-minute mark does hit so that they can get some more gold in their pockets. Skarner is looking to be coming up here to protect some of these plating, but I don't think you can do much over here, Skarner. You might be looking for an angle when the Volibear does TP back in. Maybe that's the play they are looking for once the Volibear does spawn. The TP does come in. Skarner has already channeled his stuff into the Ornn. Ornn gets hit back. Ornn gets ulti, and that's going to be a very dead Ornn. An excellent play coming in for G2R for the counter, the greedy play of SOV for those plates over there, Kaka.
Yeah, 100%. I thought Skarner would go in, earlier to save the turret, but he waits it out. Waits for the TP to come in. So 1-for-1 trade in the top lane. Quite a lot of gold going on to the Skarner, and he will be getting his item completed pretty soon. And I thought the Ornn was out actually. If you use your W, you can't be interrupted. I'm not too sure if that happens to suppression spells as well. And both the skills for Skarner, the E and R, both are suppression. So getting that kill, they are going to turn it into an objective by picking up the Rift Herald that had just spawned. So yeah, some sort of comeback looking likely for the side of G2R, but they are behind 3,000 gold, and that's quite significant this early on in the game.
Yeah, definitely very significant. The Ari does go in over here. The Hui does flash out just in time before he does get ganked by 3 members of G2R on the back. The Wukong is walking down, but I don't think you can be doing much over here. The bot side of SOV are walking, but in the meantime, in the top side, the Volley is driving that drift into the turret of the Ornn. And the turret does go down. Will the Ornn go down as well? That is the question. And no, Volibear thinking better, going for these minions instead. Keeps up his passive as well. So if a further exchange does go in, we'll be getting that shield from his E. A fight is breaking out. Ornn does channel his ultimate. Voli does have his own ultimate to go over the ultimate from the Ornn. And the Ornn does just get the slowdown just in time. The E does come in. And that's a very dead Ornn over there. But the Volibear does eat the turret. So very slow exchanges going on, resulting in both top laners going down over there. It was very funny to see that Volibear walking away in a bit of slow motion over there.
But the action doesn't stop. The Skarner is here now. Let's see what he can do. He does have the ultimate up. But it looks like the Leona will just walk away from this gank. And in the top lane, yeah, 1-for-1 trade. I think that's quite favorable for the Volibear. He did get the first turret down as well. Oh, never mind. E connects onto Leona, but a beautiful ultimate coming out from the Skarner. Kai'Sa has to flash away. Ends up going down regardless. TP is coming in from the side of Ornn, and we have a full bloodbath going on here for no reason at all. Wukong uses his ultimate, is going to get out. I think that will be the end. No, the way he's here as well, connects his ultimate EQ onto the Nautilus. So all in all, it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade after literally everyone coming down for the side of SOV.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best part about that, the entire thing that I would like to mention, like you said as well, a bloodbath for no reason. There was no point of all of this. It was a 1-for-1, and what does it result in? The Volibear getting the mid-tier one also for himself, probably, with the Ahri, with these 4 grubs that they have to their name. So this turret will be going down pretty fast. So this Volibear is just hammering away at turrets and getting all that gold into his pocket. The Wukong on SOV is pretty fed, mind you. He's 404. He does have a bounty on himself, as does the Hue. The bounty of the Wukong is 300. While Hue's bounty is 200, so they will be looking not to be dying in any of these team fights and not giving any, of this bounty goal towards any of the carries like the Ahri or the Tristan on the side of G2R. So gonna have to be safe over there. The drag is coming up in around 20 seconds time, so this will be the next fight that they will be going for. Finally, a fight over an objective instead of some, mindless fights going on. But all in all, cannot see what the Skarner is doing on the top side, right? While the Drake is being spawned right now. Skarner does get hit by the Leona ult, but he does W out just in time. But this will be a dragon being picked up for SUV because Skarner's in the top side. They all just want to funnel on this Ornn. There are 3 members of G2R over here. The TP is being channeled by the Hue over here. And Ornn is already out of this fight. So maybe the TP was not necessary. And this might be a dead Nautilus instead. The ultimate does land onto Nautilus. Nautilus does go down. But the Hue does get captured by Skarner. Skarner does kick him down. Volibear is having it on the Ornn. The ultimate from Volibear onto the turret disables it. Ornn is trying to run away for his life, and this is probably going to be the Skarner falling down as well. So all in all, a 2-for-2 in a 3v2 fight over there, and the dragon in the meantime gets picked up from SOV, so they have 2 dragons to their name already.
Yeah, and very extended trade coming out in the top lane. The Ahri will have to burn her ultimate to get out of this situation. The Wukong uses his ultimate for trade. But the TP is coming in from the side of Volibear, and the Tristana is on her way as well. Now let's see if there is a kill happening onto the side of Wukong. So a big shutdown again goes to the Volibear. Remember, he did pick up the kill onto Hue as well, if I'm not wrong. And I think that was a good play coming out from G2R. You are never going to win the dragon fight, so why don't you just, get something towards the top side of the map? So they were, hoping to kill the Ornn and get the turret. But the TP comes in from the Hue, and that's a 2-for-2 trade, but the Hue loses his shutdown bounty. In the bot lane now, Wukong goes in onto the Ahri. Can never kill the Ahri when her ultimate is up, And so pays for it with his life. The Volibear getting the better of it, gets 1 more shutdown for himself. And look at his items now. Rod of Ages completed, Navori Flicker Blades completed, and looks like he's making the Spirit Visage as well. So it is going to be a very tanky Polar Bear jumping towards SOV, and that is going to be something that they will have to handle. And look at the goal lead as well. G2R were 3,000 behind, and now they are bang even in this gold graph, and so they have done really well to come back in this game. And now it's going to be how, it depends on how they're going to get ahead. The Ornn might get caught here, uses his Ornn Horn, but the suppression is good from the side of Skarner. Leona ult will come out, but in this sort of fights, Hue can just demolish the enemy team, and that's exactly what's going to happen. The Volibear still is alive, hours out from a sticky situation, but I think he's going to die as well. Shutdown goes to Kaisa, the Ari's running, the Tristana's running, and all the gold lead that G2R had gotten for themselves. It has gone downhill very fast. As you can see, they were even in gold, but just off this team fight, they are 2,000 gold behind, and more if they can get the mid turret SOV. So just take us through this replay madness.
Yeah, as you can see, the G2R wanted to do a trap setup over here, but an excellent Ornn ult coming in with the Leona ult, plus the Hue area damage around. Just two members of G2R just get melted instantly over there. Nothing to be done. Volibear does try to go back in, does R out of it, but there's just too much CC on SOV for him to actually get out of anything. So he does end up going down. As the three members going down for G2R with nobody being lost on SOV's side. Excellent play for them, and honestly, Kaka, I'm gonna blame you. I think you cursed them, my man. You cast a curse them by saying that G2R have just come up a bit in goal. As soon as you said they went for the trap play, they just lost all the lead basically they did have over there. SOV does come out very strong over there. The Wukong does have his Trinity Force. He has the Mercury Tread, so the CC's more tenacity for him. Will be getting out of all the exchanges. The guys are electing.
Yeah, that was a pretty big swing, you know. That was a 6,000 gold swing. SOV were behind 3,000, and after that team fights, they are 3,000 ahead. So that's a 6,000 gold swing coming out from the side of SOV, and that was pretty unfortunate for the side of G2R, honestly. And I'm not too sure what the Volibear is building right now. Has the two balls, the Kindle gems for
wait,
himself.
why does he have two?
So I'm not sure what he's trying to build. Maybe the build has changed. I'm not too sure. We will see. But the Ahri is so far behind right now. Does not have her Liandry's completed. Meanwhile, on the other side, you can see the Hue has it completed and is going towards that Shadow Flame. It looks like, or even the Zhonya's in this game wouldn't hurt. And yeah, just massive gold advantage for the side of SOV. And again, this dragon is coming up. It's going to be the third dragon of the game, and we might see some sort of team fight coming in yet again.
Yeah, I do honestly hope so. This Ari does not have TP right now, so she will have to base if she wants to get ready for this dragon fight, unless she just wants to split push. It looks like they're going to trade the dragon for the Baron, the way that G2R is currently moving. They are already started hitting this Baron. It will be being melted fast with the gruff, as well as Tristana hitting away at it, and it doesn't seem like SOB even knows that it's happening. And an excellent macro call coming out from G2R over here. They know that they can't fight that dragon fight, right? They can't do that
SOB has realized that the Baron is going on.
Yep. Yeah, they have realized that all the members are moving up. Hue does TP over the side, but the Baron is already gone. You might as well just take in the dragon for the side of SOV over there, right? Trade it. They're going to end up doing it, but they're going to be wasting a bit of time. It allows that Volibear to push in that top lane and maybe get that tier 2 top tower all for himself.
Yeah, I mean, excellent call coming out from G2R. They are behind in gold, so I don't think you can team fight your way out of this gold deficit, but they do take this Baron. They are turret as well, and just like that, the gold lead has been reduced to half already. The items do come in for the Volibear. Now has the Spirit Visage done. The Tristana picks up her Infinity Edge as well, and a Cloak of Agility for good measure. But again, not without its own cost, right? SOV did get 5 minutes closer to that Infernal Soul, which can be so devastating in these team fights that we have seen so far. And now it really depends on G2R and how they can accelerate off this Baron buff. They did get the T2 in the top lane, but they would be hoping that they can get at least one more turret from this Baron buff, if not two.
Yeah, and that's what the Volibear is working up on the bot side of the map, right? He's maybe trying to aim towards that T2 for himself, draw a lot of pressure towards him, so that the rest of his members can get the T2 in the mid lane, right? So that's the kind of play that he will be looking to be making with this Baron buff. But as you said, SOB just one step closer to that Infernal Drake. So all in all, nothing is that lost. The goal lead has been very narrowed down to only a 1k difference in the favor of SOV right now. So it does look like it is very even Stevens if you see it, but objective-wise, it is SOV in the lead, and this is the story of the game. This Volibear fighting the Ornn, but he is 2 levels up already on the Ornn right now.
The turret too much. I don't like that. He keeps on tanking the turret, still doing it. The Ornn is going to flash out. Like, he lost so much HP right there. I don't think that was necessary at all. He is 2 levels ahead. But if the Ornn can survive and just, soak up all the damage and keep his turret alive, I think that's a victory for the side. The Volibear getting a bit overzealous right there. And you were talking about the gold lead, right? That's barely anything, 1000. But they do have 3 dragons, Hextech Dragon, 2 Infernal Dragons, and the ornaments have started to come in as well. So while the gold lead stays pretty close, I would say SOV is kind of favored in the team fights because only down to the items that they have coming in. The Black Cleaver upgraded for the side of Wukong. I think the Rage Blade or Kraken Slayer, whatever the Kaisa decides is going to be upgraded for her pretty soon as well. So I think these sort of item leads, it is going to play a big role in the upcoming team fights.
Yeah, definitely, and that's all. They only managed to get 1 turret with their Baron buff. The volley is hitting over there, but I don't know where you think you were going over there, Wukong. You are just going to the gray screen directly. The Leona also does get hooked in. A max range hook almost from the Nautilus, and the Leona does try to run away, but to no avail, and it looks like it's all turned around in favor of G2R. They do pick up 2 kills. The volley does go in, but I don't think this is what you should be doing. He does get the guys at the back of it, so he does make up for it. And this will be also going down. And that might honestly be game. They do have a wave. The turret is going down pretty fast. And this is Dana right after all, folks. He's going to be melting all these objectives, all these towers basically to his name. And this is definitely looking like game. The nearest member who will be coming up is Broken Blade. He does have ultimate to maybe delay a bit, but honestly, G2R is going to be looking to walk away with everything over here, and they're just hitting this Nexus like they don't care about anything else in the world. And this is looking like G2R takes the first game of this best of 3 series between them and SOV. GG G2R, and well played to them during those last fights. And it all started with that Wukong just getting a little too zealous towards his own blue buff over there, Kaka.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty anticlimactic, we were not expecting that game to end like that, but the Wukong gets caught, the Leona follows up, and that Volibear, man, it's just such a obnoxious champ to deal with once he gets ahead. Kill the Ornn without using his ultimate, then uses his ultimate onto T3 turret in the bot side, kills off the Kaisa as well, and he just won the team fight single-handedly for the side of G2R. And while it was looking pretty close, and I would say it was pretty close towards the end as well, G2R find that magical team fight and a 5-0 and end the game at 26 minutes. That was hilarious, and that was pretty well done by the side of G2R as well.
Yeah, that was just some excellent plays being called out, like the macro of taking that Baron instead of the Drake, where they know they can't fight the Drake with that Baron buff, getting the tier 1, create some pressure, tier 2 in the top, getting some pressure there. The volley keeps on hammering away over here. I said fought that Ornn underneath the turret, comes back out, goes back in for fights, and all in all, that's what created a lot of pressure. The Wukong does walk in towards his blue buff with no vision, gets caught out over there. Leona gets hooked by the Nautilus, ends up going down as well, and this volley just jumps in at the tier 3 over there, takes down 2 members of SOV and takes the game for himself. And excellent work coming out from this Volibear. He has been the one that was carrying his team in most of these team fights, the way it has been going down. Excellent work of him engaging properly, disengaging properly, and he did make work of this Ornn. You said this Ornn would be struggling in that laning phase, and he definitely did feel that pressure. He did lose his tier 1 turret due to that Rift Herald, and then did have to fight to the death with him underneath the tier 2. A lot going on over there, but let's just see what all went down in the match, with the crucial moments of this match over here.
Yeah, and I this game was looking like it was done for G2R, right? SOV had done really well to come back into the game, but then they lose that Baron by making that call to get the Dragon, which is not a wrong call as long as you have vision on the other side. But they were chasing the Volibear down in the bottom lane, end up losing the Baron, and then within 5 minutes of getting that Baron, G2R just gets that perfect, picture-perfect team fight and end the game. And here you can see, I mean, Jun was doing pretty well actually for how far behind he was, getting that kill. But once the Volibear got all those shutdowns onto himself, right, got his items completed, it looked pretty downhill. I mean, this fight, man, we thought this was done right here. SOV getting a 3 for nothing. And this was beautifully played from the side of SOV as well. The Wukong ended up surviving for, both of our surprise. And yeah, I mean, G2 are just finding that magical touch and finishing the game.
Yeah, and in a couple of these early fights, right, this Karner had some very excellent ults coming from his name, especially in one of those bot side engage. And an excellent play from this Karner over here, waits for his Volibear to get out of the gray zone, gets that TP. With Volibear TPing in, just before the TP even gets triggered, he just goes in, so they don't have any anticipation of this play going out over there. The Volibear will be fighting the Ornn pretty much to the death over here, running in slow motion basically towards him, gets him down, but goes down to the turret for his troubles. This engage that does go on in the bot side, a bit of pointless fighting does happen over here, and SOV did look like they were maybe the ones in the driving seat, but just completely turned around with that last fight that did completely go in G2R's favor over there, and just be a bit of lack of vision towards the end of that match, and maybe a couple of missteps to their name, right? They hadn't already got the Infernal, right? They were on soul points. This is where G2R had to strike, and they did it so well that they put the final nail in the coffin right there and then. So there was no chance of SOV to even attempt for that soul or even try to turn it around that way. They got their plays that went down, and just this Volibear is the one that we need to be talking about. The way this man played this entire match.
I think this was the turning point, right? He gets the shutdown onto the way. Then he kills the Volibear right here. And then the Wukong ends up dying to him as well. So much gold got funneled into him, right? He got the second turret as well. Got multiple turrets actually in different lanes. And right here you will see, I think this team fight went pretty well for the side of SOV actually. They had gotten a few kills. I thought they would turn it into an objective, but unfortunately they didn't. And the Volibear just goes out. I think he does end up dying here actually. Shutdown goes on to the Kai'Sa. But once they respawn, right, another unfortunate team fight comes in, and then just the Volibear is too much to handle. And I think that was the turning point right here. And this was the last fight. Just look at him. Kills the Ornn, jumps in, finishes off the Kai'Sa, who is half HP right there. But one bite and he's done. And then it was just a formality to end the game.
To death. Absolutely chomps into that. As you said, a formality. This is the point where you called it. This was game. The Wukong does come up just in time to pretty much see his Nexus being destroyed. Tried to spin to win over there. Tried to get some knockouts, but just not enough. G2R was just completely ignored him over there. Just kept on hammering away at the Nexus to lead them to the first map of the series to their name. And that's a 1-0 in favor of Pakistan over here over Bangladesh in our first semi-finals of the SKplz Community Clash, right? Presented by Crucial by Micron, powered by SKplz. My bad about that. Sorry, guys. SKplz Community Clash. And yes, I'm sorry I mistook your name, great sir, because you are one of the legends of our community. So apologies for that. But yes, all in all, just excellent gameplays going on throughout this entire matchup that we saw. I just love a couple of these macro calls that did go down throughout the game. So we are seeing some high level of League of Legends definitely being played on this Rift today. So I honestly cannot wait for game 2 and see maybe Syndicate of Vengeance maybe try and get their vengeance in that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, this was a fun game to watch, right? And if it's any indicator, I think game 2 is going to be fun as well. A lot of really close team fights, and all the players playing very well. SOV will be slightly taken back by the fact that they lost this game, because their solo lanes were doing pretty fine in isolation, and both of them got solo kills for themselves. And just the way how they lost the game, I think they will be slightly regretting not warding up towards the top side and not getting that Baron for themselves after winning all these team fights, and just not being able to win this game 1. But I think they will strike back in game 2, and I can't wait to watch it as well, what happens right here. But G2R take 1-0 lead. And again, guys, remember, this is semi-final 1. It's a best of 3. and there is no losers bracket. So this is the last chance that they have got. If they lose one more game, SOV is out of the tournament with only 5,000 rupees. But if they can mount some sort of comeback, then I think that will be quite detrimental to their journey towards the final, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Let's see what changes that both these teams bring in, because I don't think it was perfect play from either side. So both of them will be changing something, and with that we will be looking at the match summary as well and see how it all went down.
Yeah, over here, as you see, 1-0. It took 27 minutes for that game to go down. The winning side is the one with the lower side of the kills, right? But they did have the gold advantage to their name, around 4k gold to their name. Got 8 towers as well. Only managing 1 Drake after all, the second Drake of the entire game. That's the one that goes over to them. SOV, as you could see, had 3 Drakes. Were on that soul point. Were probably trying to get the soul to end it. Instead, when they went for the soul point Drake, right before this, the third Drake for them, G2R does an excellent macro play, takes that Baron for themselves. They already had got the Rift. G2R gets the first 3 grubs. It gets 1 grub after on the second respawn of the grubs, so they get 4 grubs. They get that added bonus for themselves, while SOV does manage to get the other 2 grubs. But just G2R with an excellent team fight towards the end is what honestly led to the detriment of SOV in this matchup. It did look like they could have put it in their favor. So this was honestly a clash, a definite brutal bloodbath in the sense of how their team styles clashed in this matchup over here.
Yeah, and I this was a very close game to call as well. Let's go to the crucial MVP, and I don't think it will be a surprise to see that mammoth top laner Wally Bear coming in. Yeah, it's him. 982 damage for a top laner is pretty high. 13,507 gold, 553. So the KDA can be, it's not the best indicator of how the game went, because he did get so many objectives, so many shutdowns, so many turrets, and in the last team fight, essentially ending it on his own. So well-deserved MVP, and we were talking about this guy. He has the highest kills in the tournament so far. Make that 27 kills for him, and yeah, he's just wreaking havoc on the Rift and looking good while doing that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Did it with style as well. Drove that Rift Herald so well. Got that first turret. And it's about all the turrets that this man took down, right? Most of his gold does come from, along with some of those shutdowns that he gets.
And the shutdowns,
those 5 kills
exactly.
don't do. Yeah. The 5 kills are very important kills over there, because most of them are shutdown kills, right? They get so much gold over him. With that being said, guys, we're going to take a short break before we head into game 2 between G2R and SOV in this best of 3 series in our first semi-final.
Taking my stack back 'cause I want that and I get what I want. Whatever the price tag, I'ma pull it up and be gone in a minute. I want something up on the chain with a little ice on it. Easy little advice for you. No one ever is nice to you unless the price is right. I wanna cash out, take a stack out, hit a jet in the morning. Riding away was
Hey, run it, run it, run. No, 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 no. Hey. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line for you. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. Nonchalant, wake up feeling like I'm righteous. In my mind, see it grab me with my likeness. Up till 5, no one working like this, I guess. Put in 12-hour shifts while I write this. And I know when the black shit, they showing love. Not everyone a day one, don't lie to me. And they wanna take credit when no credit's due. Say what you want, but it don't bother me. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. Nah, no Sirski, baby girl be talking sweet but used to dirt me. Wanna take a few snaps for a story. Wasn't showing no love when we was hurting, it's funny, nah, no Sirski, baby girl be talking sweet but used to dirt me. Wanna take a few snaps for a story. Wasn't showing no love when we was hurting, it's funny, nah. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do.
Wanna see you with your hands up. Going straight to the sky, let me see you put your hands up. Cause we do till we die and we on another level. To the rest, wave goodbye, put baguettes in the benzo. Got a piece of the pie. Told you once, told you twice that we only got one life. Stay up. Diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right. Wanna see you put your hands up. Pointing straight to the sun, everybody lift your bands up. Celebrate cause we won, we stay on another level. Yeah, the team stay fly, word to Bruno, get your rings up. Cause the limit is the sky. Told you once, told you twice that we only got one life. Stay up. Got to stay so young. Diamond shine, best at night. You wake yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right.
This ain't what you want. I've been living at hotels for a month. I don't take any meetings after lunch. I've been spelling all my sneakers, I don't jump. Me and mine only tryna double up, yeah. Me and mine tryna build, come up front, yeah. Mention twice, cut once, what we on, yeah. Mention twice, cut once, what we on, yeah. I've been reading Proverbs on the walk, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains and it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains and it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, and here I go again. I hope y'all never ever get the chance to win. I'm Westbrook and I'm staring at the rim, yeah. Does anybody really wanna jump with him? Yeah. I got agents who talk like friends, yeah. I got friends only wanna talk business. I got expensive, cause winning's expensive. I got expensive, cause winning's expensive. I've been reading all the war, and I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains and it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains and it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, and I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains and it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah. And I've been shutting down the stars, yeah. Cause when it rains and it pours, yeah. And I'm ready for some more, yeah. And I've been reading all the war, yeah.
The game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. Stayed down, remain humble and I made it work. Crazy how I came out so clean from the dirt. We was using candles on the nights the lights ain't work. We ain't never going back to that and that I merged. Turn your back on me, the worst mistake you ever make. Keep my grass cut, gotta watch out for the snakes. If it's on my plate, best believe it's getting 8. I'm falling like I'm Kobe 33 before the 8. I just want the rings and the medals and the trophies. I want the Kardashians and Jenner so I know me. I wanna take a Uber to the hills to visit Chloe. I want the floor seats cause I'm tired of the nosebleeds. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. I feel like I'm Scottie Pippen. Putting on the work, but they don't give me no recognition. Basically, the league's MVP, but the P is missing. I'm the most valuable, but sometimes they tend to forget it. I live my life on the edge, but my back against the wall. I make sure my shoes lace, cause who gon' catch me if I fall against the odds, but I'ma beat them all. I used to have a lot of friends, I never thought my day one circle be this small, but who needs love if it's fake love? I'm trying to shine like the diamonds on Mike's glove. Get in my way and you gon' feel it just like Mike's glove. I'm trying to go from burnt rugs to the red rugs. That's facts. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. Who gon' stop me now? I'm on the road, let me know. Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? I'm on the road, let me know. Who gon' stop me now? Gang, gang. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
wanna count me out. Next time pick a higher number. Next time you should run for cover. Next time let the giants slumber. They wanna keep me down. No amount of your words get humble. That spirit that refused to crumble. Got the wrong line, reduce the mumbles. 2 a.m. on first. Imitate vultures how they lurk. 10 toes with it, I'm out of eye with you, boy. Challenge the best with your worst. This is my turf. Way I move is inertia. Can't be stopped, it's unheard of. From the dirt, sweat got my feet muddy. Spend my Wednesday, might search you. On my word, path took plenty turns. And wrote my confidence in cursive. When submerged, I found resolving my purpose and tell you about it back on surface. I survived. I survived. Ever been lost in the woods, praying that it don't get dark? Ooh. Ever been in a situation couldn't win, but you still had heart? Yeah, if you
anything like me, evolve from charm to shark. The hunger starts to grow apart. You didn't know you had. It's like that. Flip the switch, turn it up, and I'm giving the gas. I lock it in all free. Adrenaline double my percent. Made a home in the unknown. I swear I never fear again. I got ice in my blood, big enough to down this shit. I don't care how bad it get. I got 10 toes down. Don't forget, I survived. I survived. When you on the brink and you in too deep, when you feeling weak, when it's hard to breathe, you gon' take a knee? Never. You gon' keep it G forever. Stand up and face whatever. I'm built unique, I'm better than the hard times I seen. Crime scene, obscene, face the ugly, cover up like Maybelline. Had a certainty and urgency, cut from me like surgery. Formed again more sturdily, personally. I don't see nobody stopping me. I don't see nobody topping me. I don't see nobody honestly. I run you over if that's what it's gotta be. And it's gotta be what I look like, having fear still haunt me. What I look like, having regret haunt me. Pay that price, I don't care what it costs me. All my life been me against the army. I'ma push the red button on them like Atari. I'm big dog with a humor like a Maltese. See more fall off than 03 tall tees. Not sorry for the way I am. Learn to ball them up with no one holding your hand. Never back down, never hide in the sand. If you ain't hear the message, let me say it again. Yo, let me say it again. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived.
Barely breathing, don't let go. Hear the whispers, listen close. I know you've never strayed from the fold, but that's how freedom begins. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Burn your bridges, make your choice. Fight your demons, raise your voice. They're only silent if we're making noise. So let the battle begin. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. push my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Your love would take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. Got you this time, got you this time. You can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Got you this time, you can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right.
Alright guys, welcome back to Crucial by Micron presents SKplz Community Clash powered by Zotac Gaming. We are into semi-finals 1 of the tournament between GTR and SOV. GTR leading 1-0 so far. That was quite a game. With me is Fireball, my dynamic duo. If you find us in solo queue, try to dodge that game or run away, whatever. Welcome back, Faisal. Game 1, I don't know if you got to watch it, but that was pretty... that was a bloodbath and a half, so I'm not too sure if you watched it, as I said yet again, but welcome. And how are you today?
I'm doing great. Had a fun day at the hospital, but yeah, G2R seeming to look like a team not afraid for those risky fights, and we saw all of that in the first game. And the boys from Pakistan are here to play. We have pretty big names in that team as well. So again, semi-final, best of 3, 1-0 lead already. So it puts a lot of pressure in the opposite team to come back strong, because there is no lower bracket, as you mentioned before, in this tournament as well. So there's this do and die 2 games for them.
Yeah, and I mean, that was quite a game 1 as well. For those of you who didn't get to watch it, I would highly recommend at least watching the Crucial by Micron presents, crucial moments of that game, because that was quite fun to watch, honestly. And this game too, I mean, the game 1 drafts were pretty good for both the sides. I even favored SOV, and they were up in gold to a certain point. Then it all came down to just, I think, some sort of miscommunication. And before you know it, the game just ends at 26 minutes and you're wondering what the hell happened right here, because we were winning that game and we had the better draft. So that is going to be something that we'll have to watch out for in this second game. We will be jumping into Champ Select pretty soon. And yeah, Faisal, what do you think is going to happen in this game too?
I mean, I guess there should be some changes in the draft at least. Do you think they change out on their ban strategies, or put any priorities on the picks depending on the first game?
I mean, they have to change their bans, because they SOV did ban the Irelia against Hammy Bhai, but guess what? Hammy Bhai wasn't playing. So that ban, I don't think that made too much sense. So I think they can leave that champion open and get something. I mean, ban the bloody Volibear out, man. That champion is just a havoc. You can take him in the jungle, take him in the top lane, can disable turrets, has a lot of healing, deals execute damage. Like, that champ has shields as well. So I mean, just ban that champion out and you will have a fair game 2 going on. So I think, yeah, SOV should change that, but it didn't come down as much as I thought it would to draft. It did come to the gameplay, because they did lose the Baron as well. G2 are making a really clutch call to get the Baron, trading the Dragon for it, and SOV were caught with their pants down and they didn't know what to do. So I mean, that was quite, again, miscommunication for the side of SOV, who I thought were going to win that game. And yeah, they do need to change something, and yeah, don't ban the Irelia, ban the Volibear instead. See what happens.
Well, not getting the team sheets in time, I don't know what happened there to ban out the Irelia, but yes, SOV did show a lot of promise in the early game with the early gold advantage that they made for themselves, and it just gives us more hope that SOV is not gonna just roll over and die in second game. They just change a few decisions that they made in the mid game, just polish out their macro for the mid to later stages of the game, and we have a series on our hands. We might just go 1-1, and we're looking at game 3 best of 1 for the semi-finals already, and this tournament showing a lot of promise. So again, no Temple of Kings in this tournament. We will have new champions for this community clash, and it might be just one of these teams, so they are playing for the spot in the finals, and both of these teams looking very, very good right now. And we saw G2R, I think they played under a different banner in the previous tournament, and they showed they showed a lot of promise. I think they took a game out of Temple of Kings as well, just falling short 2-1 to none other than the future champions. So we do know these players are really, really good, and some of these players have a very long history of playing League of Legends in the region as well, playing for multiple team names, but most of them have been sticking together, so these players know each other really, really well. The communication sort of just happens. You know the play style of your teammates, and that helps a lot, and maybe that was the difference between winning and losing the previous game when they were in a goal deficit.
Yeah, probably, and you don't get second chances, not in this one at least. In the other tournaments, of course, there is lower bracket, right? But this is semi-finals, and if you end up losing, then you're going down to that. Well, you're not going down anywhere, you're just losing. So that's going to be it for the, whoever loses. It's pretty tough, and single elimination, that's how it works. We see it in Worlds as well. We just saw FlyQuest making it out. Out of the tournament. That was a pretty good series to watch as well, 3-2, and if they had losers bracket, that would have been the team to watch out for as well. So I think losers bracket can give you that second chance, but we don't have that in this specific tournament. So again, whoever loses is out, and they only get the 5,000 rupees prize pool, whereas the winner will lock in at least 15,000, so that's 3x the money, right? So a lot at stake right here.
Yeah, and more than that, I think they have the opportunity to cement their names into the minds of the other players. So when we have the other tournaments, the 1 lakh prize pool tournaments, the players will be wary of these teams, and I think Gear to Revolution, like I mentioned, already played under the banner of Stealth Flashlight, and all of us know how good these players can be, and they're just proving a point once more. And as I can pull up some stats for you, the SKplz Community Clash, the first 2 players in terms of highest number of kills are players from Gears to Revolution, and they make up the top 2 out of 3, and that just shows these players love to fight. And without any further delay, we will be jumping into the champ select of this game 2. SOV will be on the blue side, G2R on the red. G2R will start this series 1-0 up.
Yeah, I mean, we are not jumping into champ select. I think we'll be jumping out of champ select pretty soon, because this looks to be done already. But we do have a lot of time to talk about it, so we are let's just have a look. The Irelia gets banned again for the side of SOV, which did not make a lot of sense in the last game, does not make a lot of sense in this one.
There are a lot of Abdullahs playing for G2R.
Yeah, for sure, but just it's bugged, we can't really help it right now. Eventually the draft was delayed because of it as well, so rest assured guys, there's not a lot of the Abdullah army is not playing right now. It's 5 different people. It's just a visual bug that we have on our end, so apologies for that. Talking about the draft right now, Volibear actually was picked up from the side by the side of SOV in this one, so a lot of priority coming onto that champion. They didn't like playing against it, so they picked it for themselves, much like the Ari as well, the Viego in the jungle. Smolder comes in. I really don't like Smolder.
I don't like Smolder in this patch for AD carry,
yeah,
especially
100%.
against Tristana and a LeBlanc.
And Seraphine.
LeBlanc has such an strong mid game with those roams and all. I don't see how the Smolder gets to play the game. The Nautilus really has to be on his toes to provide that kill for that champion, and as we saw how much of fighting was going on in the previous game time being only about 26-27 minutes, there were no indicators for them to pick such a hard scaling champion, but hey, if it works, it works. If you do get the stacks in time around 22 minutes, 22 minutes, suddenly is this impossible to win team fights because of the AoE damage that comes out of this champion.
Yeah, but you hate to play against the Skarner, the Jax, the LeBlanc as a Smolder, right? Because all of these champions do have access to the backline with their abilities. Even the Tristana can jump in, which the Tristana was picked up in game 1 as well. So a lot of priority coming in for the side of G2R on this Tristana. Of course, the Ashe is banned, the Ezreal is banned, so they think that's the next best champion, although Kaisa seem to be open as well in the draft phase. As you can see, it is open. But yeah, just speaking of drafts, G2R looks like they have gotten themselves a slight advantage, all because of that Smolder, which again we both said that we don't like as much, especially on this patch, and especially down in the bottom lane where you do need a lot of time to scale up, to farm those stacks, to get those items and then be relevant, whereas someone like a Tristana rather can just get one item and in one shot all these squishy champions around the map. So the power spike comes in really fast for the Tristana, much more useful in the Grubs fight as well. So let's see how SOV navigate around the puzzle that G2R has provided for them in this one.
I mean, both the ADCs are not very standard. I think the top priority ADCs for the patch are the Ashe, Kaisa, all of these lethal tempo ADCs. Jhin is still up there. Tristana, after the mini sort of rework to push her out of mid lane to make her more of an ADC, I've not really seen her that much, even in my games. I don't see why you would want to go that way when you have better options available. Maybe it comes down to comfort, but yeah, definitely I think we'll be doing better than a Smolder in the bot lane, and Smolder's against two range champions as well. The Seraphine, at least if we had a melee support, you can keep getting free poke onto him and get those stacks up. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how the ADC of SOV manages to stack that one up. But it's just such a hit and miss thing. If you're not able to complete your stacks by at least 23 minutes, is just GG. We saw the first game just completely finish in 26-27 minutes. So they have to play carefully. I think it would be better if they can just sacrifice the initial objectives, just tank and be in the goal deficit. Does not really matter, instead of just throwing the game away if they try to fight with this weaker Smolder earlier on, and not have a repeat of game 1 where they just wanted to fight everywhere.
Yeah, as you said, and you said 23-minute mark. That's already, I think, pretty late for a Smolder, right? And we see all these, I am going to call out some really big players like Chovy and all these players who already get those tags by like 18-19 minutes. Obviously, it comes down to the way they farm as well and how proficient they are on these champions. So 23 minutes might just be a bit late, but we never know. The last game did go till 26 minutes, and let's see if the Smolder can get that space to farm out all those stacks. But we are into the game. It looks like pretty standard start coming out for both the sides right now. Jun is going to pick up the grasp of the Undying in the reverse matchup, actually. From the side of Pakistan's top laner, he had picked that lethal tempo against the Ornn, and he was doing pretty well in lane. He's going to pick up the lethal tempo yet again on the Jax. Is going to start with the counter strike and gets a good trade in. Now let's see how Volibear can answer. Now
tempo is going to start stacking up.
He's waiting for his another counter strike to come in, it seems like.
Yeah. Level 1 Volibear not the weakest of the champions once the passive starts ramping up, and we saw the result of it right away. Even after the entire trade, Volibear's passive along with the auto attack ramp up, but now he's not respecting Jack's damage after his passive got used up, and suddenly he's at 10 HP and can't walk up to the wave.
Imagine if he had a real weapon right there, he would have gotten the kill for sure. But yeah, heavy trades coming out in the top lane. 8 CS to 1. He is
Level
going
2
to
engage.
Doesn't amount to anything right there. Oh, the Volibear actually stayed in the lane.
Got the level up, that's fine.
Yeah, but the CS gap is coming pretty handy right now. Jax will be able to reset. Sacrifices a minion or two, but will be able to save his TP if he decides on not using that. I don't think he should. But he's going to use it anyway, so all of that is nonsense what I'm saying. Regardless, Volibear just pushing the lane out is going to get the reset for himself as well pretty soon, I hope. And yeah, pretty standard except for that top lane, which is, you know, quite aggressive for either side right now.
The Ari going for the electrocute as well. I think some of them would have opted for the green tree against the LeBlanc. We have seen a lot of grass parry going around here and there. Not an expert on that kind of stuff, but maybe helpful against a burst champion like LeBlanc. Holding that thought on the top lane, we do have a gang. The Skarner just comes in, says hi to the Volibear, cancels his recall, annoys him a bit, but gives away his location. Meanwhile, now both the junglers will be looking to take their respective crabs and move on with life.
Yeah, very interesting start coming out from the Skarner. Actually picked his blue buff, then did the Raptors, then did his Krugs, then got his red buff, and then a gang onto the top side. So completely missing out on Grom. Holding that thought, slight trade coming out in the bottom lane. But yeah, Skarner, you know, takes his crab now, is running towards the wolf. So I think he is quite behind when it comes to experience. As you can see, the Viego will hit level 4 before the Skarner. Both of these junglers actually just pretty weird pathing coming out from both of them.
Jax finds himself on the opposite side of the lane, going blow for blow against this Volibear in the top lane. Will have to run away. In the bot side, we have a fight being started as well. The exhaust was being forced to use by the Seraphine onto the Smolder, but the Smolder runs out of mana, and still they get a summoner spell out of this red side bot lane, and they'll be feeling happy. They just want to push this one in so that they can crash the wave, but there's a first blood secured by the Nautilus actually when the Viego had come for a gank, and now Broken Blade wants to go for more. One more turret hit would have sealed his fate, but SOV securing the first blood along with the help of their jungler, and Tristana losing both of her summoner spells.
Yeah, I mean, very well done from the side of SOV right there. Viego, of course, was doing his Krugs, goes into the bot side, alcove right there, gets the gank. Unfortunately, the Nautilus ended up getting the kill, so it is not all bad for the side of G2R. But they did end up losing a lot of summoners. Both summoners are gone for the Tristana. Seraphine still has the flash. The exhaust was used in the earlier fight. An advantage SOV in this one so far, but in the top lane, as you can see, a lot of things going on. The Skarner wants to come in. The Jax is pretty low, so I don't think he can do much right there. And yeah, the Wally is just going to escape. Has the TP available to him if he wants to use it to get back into the lane.
I mean, we don't really see Skarner just walk in from the river for those ganks, right? We expect him to come out of this unusual spots from the walls, and I think that would be a better play because there's not much success that he has gotten yet playing this Skarner. Meanwhile, they started the grubs when their top laner is not there. The support was there, was being forced to flash away because of the Nautilus hook, and now SOV will just say thanks for the leash and pick up the 3 grubs. Skarner having a disaster of an early game.
Yeah, so far you can say that for sure. The gangs have not worked. The counter gangs have not worked. They even lost the grubs right there, but did manage to pick one. So again, all is not lost. In the top side, though, the Jax is a level up. He can fight the Volibear.
Yeah,
At least make him
ultimate
burn the
advantage.
flash right here, right?
Volibear
But the Volibear got
gets
6
the
right
minions
there.
to hit level 6. We level it up, but
Yeah,
it is too little too late. I mean, he did try for the play to focus the minions to get the level up, but Jax level 6 is a real power spike, gets those resistances up as well, and just takes down Oliver. Solo kill in the top lane, so equal on the kill scoreboard right there. And I feel this Tristana and Seraphine are not punishing the Smolder Nautilus lane as much as they can, and is just allowing the Smolder to start farming up. He's going for the Muramana build, has the tier stacking up nicely for him, and that just gives him more power in the mid game. And now the Seraphine will get rooted up again. No flash. The dragon being called from behind gets the kill over there. There's a fight breaking up on the top side jungle, and SOV are completely taking over the map. The Skarner gets a kill. Sana gets killed, sorry, and they lose the top laner as well, and the support on the other end of the map.
Yeah, I mean, disaster for the side of G2R, losing out on the top side of the map as well. The Jax ended up dying, the Skarner ended up dying. In the bot lane 2v2, Seraphine gets hooked and gets finished by this unusual bot lane of Smolder and Nautilus, which we both did not like. But man, what do we know? They are winning this matchup pretty handily right now. And albeit Viego did help early on, but it seems like just the difference in the bot lane is going to be pretty big. And if the Smolder can just have such a peaceful winning laning phase, then he will be, you know, quite ahead of the mark and would be able to get those stacks in pretty quickly.
Yeah, has 65, 63 CS in 9 minutes. Still not the best pace for CS, but he is getting that poke onto the enemy champions to get those stack numbers up as well. Seraphine getting caught out from this Nautilus hooks a lot, and did lose her life twice already because of that champion. Need to get her dodging shoes on. Up real quick. Jax will pick up a few plates for himself. Now Invoker into the enemy territory. Skarner completely whiffs. LeBlanc goes forward, gets the Smolder rooted up, but now the Goon squad is here. The Viego doing so much damage, gets the reset, will become the Skarner, has turned up the Seraphine yet again, and 2 more kills going over to the blue side, and this game is slowly running away from G2R. They need to get a grip in the top lane. The Jax will start another trade against this Volibear, thinking he's the only hope left for his team and maybe needs to take a few more risks.
Oh,
man, that hook should not have hit.
Man, Nautilus hooks are so weird. You would think that it's not going to hit, and behind the turret, the poor Tristana gets hooked. But yeah, SOV just winning all around the map on the back of this really active, really fed Viego so far. 2-0 and 3, making plays all around the map. Got 2 kills on the top side, comes back towards that bot side, gets 2 more kills, and he is just running riot. Has gotten the Blade of the Ruin King completed already at 10-minute mark, so he is feeling very good in this game. And for the side of G2R, I think they just need to relax a bit and not take all the fights that are being pushed by the side of SOV, because they end up losing a lot in these team fights, and they don't really have the scaling going on for them except for the Jax in the top lane.
Yeah, and the grub should be pretty free. No way that G2R can contest this with the items that the Viego has. And it's gonna be 5 grubs to 1 for the side of Sophie. In the top lane, the Jax will stun up the Volibear. There should be a kill for the red side, but the Nautilus is here. Great hook onto the exhaust, but I think they can still follow up. Okay, no, the threat of the Viego is still there. So great play coming on by Terex to save his top laner. He will connect another hook, so hooks galore for this guy. He just does not seem to miss. and now G2R are feeling the pressure coming out of SOV, and they are setting up for a dive angle. The Volibear ultimate is not available to make that one easier, but the Skarner will find himself between 4 members of SOV, a completely troll kind of an engage there. A Broken Blade stealing his champion and showing him how it is actually done, and they will completely take down the top side of G2R, and we might be looking at the first turret already here.
Yeah, folks, this is not a close game so far. Skarner, aim from the wall, drifts around the top side of the map and just
Look at
ends
his
up.
inventory.
I mean, that's the item build for the Steadfast Heart, I think it's called, or maybe I'm wrong. But he goes in between 4 people, just ends up dying right there. That was so troll. Just that was so funny to watch. I'm not too sure what he was planning to do right there. And for the side of SOV, let's get a replay of that, because they played that fight beautifully. The High Reaper getting 2 kills for himself, Broken Blade getting 1 kill for himself, and the jungle and mid for the side of SOV now 3-0, 5, 3-0 and 3, 200 gold shutdown bounty each, and they're looking really solid in this one. And just look at this, the Skarner.
What is he thinking?
What are you doing? Look where he has ended up. He's between 4 people, even uses the flash to get out, but does not amount to anything. In the picture, the Jack seems to be going down as well. So even more advantage for the side of SOV. And look at this, they played this really well. The Viego steals the Jax's soul, uses the counter strike into leap flash, and gets the stun in, and that was 3 kills for the side of SOV, who are now almost 5,000 gold ahead in this one, and they are looking so solid at only 13 minutes. The Nautilus hook is going to miss barely, but man, SOV
looks like a completely different team this game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, talk about not tilting at all. These guys realize that, they had the better team comp in the last game. They were playing better except for a few mistakes. And they have brushed that up, and how in this one's pretty good.
The Rift Herald has spawned, and SOV are looking to secure the 3rd objective that spawns in that pit. And should be going down pretty easily. Now G2R need to come up with some sort of an counter attack, because it's not like it's gonna get easier. It's just gonna get much worse for them as long as the game goes on. And yeah, the heart steal has been completed for the Skarner, but oh boy, this Skarner is not having fun. And Jax will find himself between he can just counter jump on the... Okay, he does not have a ward. Will use up his flash. Unfortunately, the Volibear is there, will chomp him to death, and a solo kill in the mid lane as well. This is already looking like a go next angle.
Yeah, I think this game is pretty done. 6,000 gold lead, even in the top side of the map. I like what the Volibear has built. Goes for that frozen heart, so attack, reduce attack speed onto the side of Jack, so he can't really trade as effectively. The mid lane turret is going to go down. The top tier 2 turret is going to go down as well. And just look at the gold lead coming in. SOV look like a really different team right now. The Skarner is just spam ganking at this point. Connects his ultimate. But that Smolder has not died yet somehow, and he bought so much time with his ultimate.
Now the teleports are coming in to save their AD carry. They do pick up the Smolder, but they end up losing 2 members of their own, and I don't think that G2R will be very happy with that trade. Tristana gets a kill, but is 0-4 and will end up dying as well.
Yeah, I mean, the High Reaper on this RE has looked phenomenal. 5-0 and 5 so far. Almost 2 items completed. Might end up getting that bot turret as well. Has the 5 grubs. They are going to get the dragon. 15 kills to 2 Faisal. 8,000 gold lead in just 16 minutes. This team, just wow, what they look so good in this game. I am quite at a loss of words right now. because of how well they are playing.
It's like men against boys out there. It's almost like a match between a huge just gap in skill level between the players, and I think this corner pick was very poor. Maybe they just picked it because it's meta, because he does not look comfortable on that corner at all. Nothing he has done has worked out in the favor of his team, and that has just allowed the enemy Viego to snowball and get so much pressure out in all of the lanes. And yeah, and I think they just want a miracle now to have any sort of comeback. And if the side of SOV keep doing that, that might just be an avenue to come back.
Yeah, I mean, but this lead looks like pretty strong for the side of SOV. I'm not going to lie, the
Seraphine
might
getting
end up dying
caught up again with the Nautilus hook. You really cannot be walking in the jungle. Just put a ward and run away. You cannot be staying there. Now flash forward from the scanner. The CC connects. The Tristana does not have
But
the
the cavalry is
flash.
successful.
W from the Viego will miss, but the volley bear will just come up, pick up that kill. The Skarner will follow, and they're just desperately chasing kills. They try to get the smolder, but not able to do so, and they will end up losing their life for that play. Skana goes 1-5-1, and he will be looking to forget this game as soon as possible.
Yeah, this is looking really rough for the side of G2R now. I'm not too sure how they can come back, especially against the Smolder, who is stacking 140 CS in 17 minutes. He is quite tanky, right? He has the Triforce, so the Phage component makes him a bit tanky. I'm not too sure what G2R is trying to do, trying to chase him all the way from mid towards top in the river, especially knowing the volley bear is so fed and so is the Viego. 7-1 and 3, 4-0-9 on both these guys, and yeah, another 2 for nothing of a play that G2R was trying to make, and in the bot lane the High Reaper is going to reap the rewards of pushing that lane so far up, gets the turret for himself, going to get a lot of gold for himself right there. And just look at the gold lead right now. We are at 8,000 gold, and this I don't think will stop anytime soon. And SOV have come back in this game too with vengeance in their eyes, and they are looking so strong in this one.
I'm just trying to think of the ways that G2R can come back. Maybe they get a few picks somehow, get the Baron, but all of that just looks so far-fetched right now. Their champions, even if we talk about scaling, I mean, yeah, Jax does scale, but he is sitting at 1-4 right now. Seraphine will get rooted up again. Great ultimate actually connects onto 2 members. Now the Nautilus should be going down. Now let's see if there is anything else to follow. SOV smartly backing away after their support dies. There's a pointless fight when the Baron is about to spawn. No reason to take it. They're still in a massive gold lead, and they will try to reset there. So another kill picked up by G2R, although be it just the support, but still 20 minutes and it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, it is something that you get a kill, but I don't think it amounts to a lot, in this game, especially because of how big the lead is for SOV. The RE was just perma pushing bot lane, and now he is a level ahead, and the avenue for to come back into this game for the side of G2R has to be heavily reliant on the side of SOV. And if they overstep and they manage to throw, sure, it's a good start that the Nautilus gets caught and you do get a kill, but okay, we are going to another fight.
2-man ultimate by Scanner does connect onto the Viego, but he is still alive. The Tristana is getting to free hit in the background. High Reaper will assassinate the mid laner in the peripheries, but now the Tristana is still getting to free hit. Lot of damage coming on by the Tristana and the Seraphine combo. Finally, Tristana will be taken down by this Ari with the ultimate reposition, and I think G2R played that fight as best as they could have, but the champions are just so far behind. It did not matter. All they could do was take down the Nautilus, get a few summoner spells, and they get completely wiped away, and they are about to lose the Baron.
Yeah, and I think this LeBlanc pick has not worked at all for the side of G2R. Did die solo in the lane, ends up dying yet again before the team fight had even started. So the Ari, gets the reset, goes back in, gets the triple kill for himself, 8-1 and 7, gets the tier 2 mid turret. And this guy, whenever he goes back, I think he's going to end up dying right here. So he did slightly overextend, but I don't think that's the end of the world for them. They pick up the Baron as well, and the full Zonia completed for the side of the High Reaper, just on the back of that team fight right there.
3 complete items at 22 minutes, and that is one scary looking Ari. I don't think that Tristana is going to get to play the game anymore. Look at the item disparity, like 2 to 3 complete items all around the board for SOV, whereas we're just sitting at 1.5 items for G2R. They really are not in any position to take team fights. At least they did get themselves a dragon for their troubles, and now they have to defend against this Baron minion push.
Yeah, and even the Smolder, right, has stacked up pretty well. So he has his Mana Mune completed, has the Triforce, Cloak of Agility as well. So he's making that rapid fire cannon. But yeah, Ari being one whole item ahead of this LeBlanc really does not bode well for the kind of champion that a LeBlanc is. You want to snowball pretty early, you want to be ahead in an ideal scenario, but now he finds himself behind. In the top lane, the Volibear and Jax are going to come head to head, but that Volibear is pretty tanky at this point, so I'm not too sure if you can fight him. It is a 1v3 and he's just running all these champions down. The Ari is going to TP top, come in, finish the Jax, finish the Tristana. The Smolder picks up the Seraphine as well. And yeah, this is done for the side of G2R. They have to think about the next game right now.
They are knocking at the base already. The tier 3 turret in the top lane would be the first to fall, and the inhibitor surely will follow next. This LeBlanc and Skarner do not have the facilities to stop this push, and now SOV will be looking to reset to the other lanes, and they'll help themselves with G2R's jungle on their way out. But Ari 9 kills. This Viego, I think, was the star of the match with the early game pressure and how well he countered the Skarner pathing, and he got the kills in almost every lane early on and enabled the Ari to snowball.
Yeah, 100%, and it's just about how SOV is going to end this game now. They are so far ahead. Look at the items as well. Smolder now almost has his rapid fire cannon completed as well. In just a matter of time, top inhibitor has already gone down. So expect, a 4-man push coming into this mid lane. The Volibear is just fine in isolation, has the Riftmaker completed, has the Frozen Art to his name as well, is quite considerably down in CS, but it does not matter because he has 8 kills to his name, right? Second highest in the game right now. So it's just a formality for the side of SOV now, unless they throw this really hard, which I don't think can happen. 11,000 gold lead is you can't really come back from that. So yeah, let's just see how they decide to end this game now.
And they are going about it in a pretty systematic way. No brute forcing around the top lane inhibitor. They are going to go stack up. Oh my god, the Smolder damage. Like, it's still 25 minutes. Smolder has not completed his stacks, but just because of the item disparity, he is doing a lot of damage. And if the other members were close in gold, at least if the gold difference was not 11,000,
the charm
would have been a different story. And now the Skarner, okay, does get a two-man ultimate, but I don't know if that is going to be helpful for his team. The Volibear will just jump in with his ultimate, disable that turret over there, and mid-fight Smolder stacks do come through, but he ends up dying. I think got a little too over-enthusiastic trying to get those executes, but nonetheless, ace coming on by the side of SOV with the minions pushing in from the top side. This is going to be game 2 and we are tied 1-1 in the series in the semi-finals, and this was a slaughter. This was not even close. Talk about a statement game. Talk about completely destroying your opponent's mental, and talk about a dominating performance coming out by SOV, and G2R would be very, very shocked to have witnessed whatever that has happened just now.
Yeah, 100%. And talk about a comeback as well, because that was, again, as you said, pretty dominating from the side of Syndicate of Vengeance. Two really quick games, two 26 minutes games for either side. One of them was competitive. This one was really not as competitive as the last one. This was a slaughter from the side of Syndicate. And yeah, just so one-sided. The jungler, the mid laner playing so well all throughout the map, and looks like it is going to go to game 3 to decide who moves on to the grand finals, which will be on 24th of SKplz Community Clash. And just talking about this game, what do you change as G2R, because you were playing pretty well in game 1, did manage to win. It looks like the Volibear seems to be the pick of the series in this one, winning on either side. And yeah, I mean, G2R has to change a few things. I don't think the mid laner is having the best day as well. Was not really as effective on the Ahri in game 1. The LeBlanc really did not do much in game 2, and just looking at the crucial moments right here, it is going to revolve a lot around the bot lane as well. The Seraphine was not able to have a great game as well, so I don't think that pick worked out too well for the side of G2R as well. And Faisal, your thoughts on this game 2 and what needs to be changed for the side of G2R to come back in the series?
I mean, that's what I'm trying to think. I do not see any sort of positives. Nothing went G2R's way. Like, nothing in that game happened that would make us think like, okay, you can continue this. At least that was great. This was just complete utter like dumpster fire of a game coming out of G2R, and they just need to completely erase this game from their memories. Just forget that this ever happened and just think that they're playing a best of 1 semi-final, and this just never happened. Erase it from your memories. Just don't ever talk about whatever just went out on the rift, and move on with their lives, because this is a thrashing and a half at a competitive level. Semi-finals, if you get beaten around 32 kills to 8 kills, it's just such a morale like downer, and hopefully they can recover from this mentally, because there is absolutely no positive for G2R. They cannot take anything from this game to the third game, and maybe just think about whatever they did right in game 1 and try to secure a spot in the grand finals. From the side of SOV, boy, they will be feeling so good. They'll be feeling like they're challenger players playing against some gold players. That's what it felt like in this game as well, and let's hope that they don't get overconfident in the third game and keep a cool head and just continue whatever they did in this second game.
I mean, that's to dominate, right? Although I have to say, for the jungler from G2R did not have the best game as well. Kept on running down to his death.
Almost looked like he's playing first time Skarner.
Yeah, I mean, although it is his second time, because he did play it in the first game as well. So it is at least second time that he's playing Skarner. But I mean, in the top fight where he goes between 4 people, just ends up dying. I mean, it does not look too good, right? So maybe change the jungle pick as well. I mean, after such a game, you just want to change everything, but unfortunately they won't be able to do so. Looking at the match summary, I think this is going to be so one-sided. Just look at the gold difference. That's 14,000 gold, 10 turrets to 0. 2 Drakes to 1 Baron, 1 Rift Herald, 5 Void Grubs to 1. So this is just a storm coming out from the side of SOV.
I'm telling you, it's the ugly Skarner skin. That's why he was not able to play well, the red skin. But yeah, SOV will just move on happily, get the series scored level at least 1-1, and we will move on to see who the MVP for that game 2 is. And any guesses?
I mean, you could give it to anyone from their team, but I think the jungler did well, did not die at all, and Broken Blade is going to be him 6-0-16. 12,824 gold. Again, deathless in such a bloody game while it was one-sided. This Viego was wherever he needed to be on the map to provide the team his team support, and just did so well in this game too. Showed a huge jungle gap, and yeah, well deserved. But again, you could have given it to the Volibear, you could have given it to the Ari. It wouldn't have made a lot of difference. So all of them did really well in this one, but congrats to Broken Blade on getting MVP for game 2.
I mean, yeah, I think he did have a lot of early game pressure, and he helped out his top lane as well, even in the bot lane because of that gank. They got the early kill, got the smolder really set up as well, and very well deserved, very well played by this Viego. And we will go into a short break, and we will jump into the final game of this first semi-finals to determine who will secure their spot in the grand finals. Stay tuned.
Revolution! Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment, no, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. Got you this time, you can't hide.
making them waves, no time for crying and moaning. Born in a blaze, catch of the day. Just got this morning. Taking my time, you'll be amazed. Yeah, I got it, I got it. Not dealing with nonsense, got my conscience on a whole nother level. If you like a nice girl, just ask twice, girl. I could win a gold medal. I could be rough and have you suffer just for my own pleasure. I'm not gonna waste my time is too precious to measure. Say it so they can hear it in the bag, making sure the message doesn't disappear. We don't need fake love to relate us in and out the other ear. I don't make time for nothing but the work and the cheers. I'm making a good life that'll last me. I'm just clearing the air.
Hey, run it, run. No, 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 hey. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line for you. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. Nonchalant, wake up feeling like I'm righteous. In my mind, see it grab me with my likeness. Up till 5, no one working like this, I guess. Put in 12-hour shifts while I write this. And I know when the black shit, they showing love. Not everyone a day one, don't lie to me. And they wanna take credit when no credit's due. Say what you want, but it don't bother me. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line for you. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. Nah, no Sirski, baby girl be talking sweet, but used to dirt me. Wanna take a few snaps for a story. Wasn't showing no love when we was hurting, it's funny, nah, no Sirski, baby girl be talking sweet, but used to dirt me. Wanna take a few snaps for a story. Wasn't showing no love when we was hurting, it's funny, nah. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line for you. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do for you. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind, feeling out of line. I put everything aside, hoping that I make it right, all the things I do. I've been running out of time, think I need to rewind.
straight to the sky, let me see you put your hands up. Cause we do till we die and we on another level. To the rest, wave goodbye, put baguettes in the benzo. Got a piece of the pie. Told you once, told you twice that we only got one life. Stay up. Diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Tro got me feeling right. Wanna see you put your hands up. Pointing straight to the sun. Everybody lift your bands up. Celebrate cause we won. We stay on another level. Yeah, the team stay fly. Word to Bruno, get your rings up. Cause the limit is the sky. Told you once, told you twice that we only got one life. Stay up. Gotta stay so young. Diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Tro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Tro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Tro got me feeling right.
This ain't what you want. I've been living at hotels for a month. I don't take any meetings after lunch. I've been spelling all my sneakers, I don't jump. Me and mine only trying to double up, yeah. Me and mine trying to build, come up front, yeah. Mention twice, cut once.
So guys, welcome back to the first semi-finals of Crucial by Micron presents SKplz Community Clash powered by Zotac Gaming, and we are 1-1. It's me Fireball, with me is Madness, and what absolute one-sided game we saw in Game 2, Madness.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of maybe questionable Skarner plays that I did see throughout the entire matchup, so we won't talk that much about, because he does have a shot for redemption in this matchup, right? The third game. They did win that first game in a kind of anticlimactic way. They did win that last team fight, and that's how they went to game 2. But honestly, the domination from SOV in that second match was just something just unparalleled to what we have seen so far. Like, they just completely destroyed them, made them look like they were nothing in front of what they have actually done over there. So all in all, excellent, well played from the side. And this time they did take the Volibear for themselves in the top lane, so that did make a bit of difference for them, that the Volibear wasn't against them. So maybe if they don't have the first pick, maybe a bit of the Volibear ban, given how powerful the champ seems in the top lane. That's point Fireball.
I mean, I guess Volibear definitely a strongly contended pick between these two teams. 100% win rate in this series, and again reminding there is no lower bracket. It's a do or die for these teams. 1-1, and both of the games very quick ones, like 27 minutes and then 25-26 minutes. So it's just it's getting decided by a matter of few team fights. That's all, and they are not giving the other team any breathing room whatsoever. So I wonder if we do see some sort of early game champions being drafted right now to get that early lead, as they do, and they were able to. Both the teams were able to close off the game with the early lead that they gathered for themselves as well, and we love to see those sort of explosive games. No need for this tense build up to 30-40 minutes, and you have one bad team fight around an objective and the game's lost because of long dead timers. But yeah, both of these teams looking very very good respectively in the games that they won, but both of the games being kind of early storms. But let's see what happens in this game 3. We will be jumping into the draft of this game very soon, and I'm excited to see if this Volibear actually gets to see the end of the first ban phase. So on the blue side we do have G2R, and on the red side there is going to be SOV. So rightfully so, SOV end up banning the Volibear, and now let's see what the first pick for G2R is going to be.
Yeah, and SOV is still sticking with the ban of the Rayleigh or the Rengar, depending on some information they had that we don't honestly know about in that sense. G2 are surprisingly banning that Xayah, so maybe some plays around that, maybe a counter pick that they didn't think that the Xayah would be good again, so that it goes out. The Hue ban, the Ari ban, and that first pick Galio that had been banned actually in the first match. So that is very interesting to see over here, that Galio will be a nuisance absolutely, and SOV answers with a Braum pick from their own side over here, maybe an Ashe to go along with it, or a Kai'Sa as well, is what I'm assuming will be done over here. But now talking about that top lane match, and now the Volibear is out of the picture, a lot of picks do open up, a lot of things that they can actually go for over here. So honestly, very excited to see what the change up will be in this match. And SOV did pick the G2 Garner for 2 picks. And yes, as you did say over there, the Aurelion Soul gets locked in over their Fireball.
Oh boy, I think that is the first time we're seeing an Aurelion Soul in our tournaments. Maybe we saw this in the streamer community clash, the kind of fun tournament we had. But other than that, we have not seen this pick. It's a very niche pick. Only sort of one tricks play this champion, and not a very popular champion in the mid lane as well. But very good in the later stages of the game, has the stacking potential, and very very annoying to play against if the player knows what he's doing. And so we have pulled something out of their bag with this Aurelion Soul pick. Meanwhile, G2 are the first 2 picks look so solid. This is such a good first draft phase for G2R in my opinion. The Ashe, Rel and the Galio combination, oh boy, the amount of pick, the amount of tankiness, the amount of CC and damage, everything packed into those 3 champions, and I love the draft coming out of G2R till now.
Absolutely, just amount of CC over there. It looks like SOV is hovering that Jinx for themselves with that Braum pick, and they do
Pretty
definitely lock that in. Definitely good lane for them over there. But this Aurelion Soul's all the talks of the town right now. He will be one of the win cons in the factor if he does get his stacks up, does hit those empowered ultimates for himself. So that's going to be a good thing to look out during the team fight. Now the second phase of banning has begun. Junglers have not been picked from either side, so it's going to be interesting what kind of bans do come out in that sense, as well as the top laners as well. The Skarner does not get to see the light of day in this matchup. At least he does get banned out, even though he was not that important in the last game. He was very important in game 1 though, because he did have a lot of ultimates that he did knock onto at least 2 members of the opponent team. G2R answers back with a Jarvan ban for themselves, and SOV answers that with a Jax ban in the top lane. The Jax will also not be there, that was played in the last matchup over there. So what kind of top laners would you like to be seeing coming out here for G2R, given that SOV can counter pick over here Fireball?
I mean, we are looking at blind pickable top laners, right? So I was about to say on, but they end up banning the on themselves. That opens up the possibility maybe of a Cassante. We've seen that champion just wreaking havoc around the competitive scene. There's the Nar as well, and boy, Nar would be so good in this composition. The Mega Nar, along with the amount of CC and the peel the Galio and Rel can provide, is just so good. Now SOV do lock in their top laner, which is gonna be the Mordekaiser. So very AP heavy damage now coming on from the side of SOV. I would be looking to see some sort of a heavy AD damage jungler, maybe the Zinjao or the Viego once again, but we'll see what they end up picking there. And G2R will reply with a Smolder. Now this Smolder can either be mid or I mean, it's gonna be top, right? We have the Galio locked in, so
Yep.
there's a Smolder top lane against the Mordekaiser, so it's fine, I guess. He can keep the distance from this Mordekaiser. He does not want any of the fighting business. He will leave the Mordekaiser alone, and will hope that the Mordekaiser leaves him alone. And I think overall Smolder will scale up better compared to the Mordekaiser, as long as Mordekaiser is not able to get those kills and lead in the lane. And they finish off their draft with the Lilia pick. Now Lilia, pretty insane if played to perfection as well. So much mobility, will just hop and skip around the champions of SOV, and again the AoE ultimate with the sleep onto multiple members, the amount of damage that she can provide as well. I would have liked to see some sort of an engage to complement the Ash Arrow or the Rel engage as well, but yeah, Lilia definitely a good pick into the team composition that they have drafted. And as mentioned, SOV end up going with the Viego. They were lacking the AD damage, only Jinx was there for the Avenue, but now Broken Blade coming off of an MVP performance on that Viego, why not just pick it up again? G2R decided not to ban that one out, and we saw how much of an early threat this Viego was in game 2, and he will be looking to provide the same sort of utility in this final game. But I look at G2R's team composition, and if I'm SOV, I feel I'll be feeling afraid.
Yeah, definitely. The amount of engage that G2R has, plus those hyper carries in that Smolder once he gets those stacks, and that Ash from behind just free hitting overweight. The Lilia, if he puts people to sleep, honestly not much SOV can do in that situation. But interesting, G2R honestly did not ban that Viego. I expected a Viego ban coming out from them, given the performance that Broken Blade did have on the champion in the last match. The amount of resets that he was getting off was excellent. But it's also going to come down to this main matchup between this Galio and the Aurelion Sol. If the Aurelion Sol gets those stacks, he will not be doing much. He will actually be doing a lot in that scenario, right? Compared to what the Galio can do. Galio will be looking for maybe some roam plays that he can do, maybe top or bot, depending on what he's feeling like. But like as you said, I would have also liked maybe an engaged jungler instead of that Lilia pick over there, given that the damage those hyper carries can perform from behind. Maybe an AP jungle with a bit of engage would have been nicer, but hey, it depends on their playstyle and the way they want to go for it. If he does get those multiple sleeps off, that will be amazing in all those team fights overall. So honestly, I will be favoring G2R a bit in this matchup, how they have set it up with their engages, and SOV will have to be looking to just get those multiple resets in fights and amazing Aurelion Sol ultimates off the back of it, and Mordekaiser maybe neutralizing one of those hyper carries in his realm towards himself so that they can't do damage in those team fights. And I can't wait to see how this Braum does his knockups and does get majority of that engage that they do have on the side of SOV.
I mean, this Braum has his work cut out for him already. He has to protect this Jinx from a lot of threat. I mean, even if the Jinx gets the cleanse, you'll cleanse the Rel engage, and then there is the Ash Arrow to follow up, and then there's the Galio taunt to follow on top of that. And if somehow you're escaping that, the Lilia ult is there. Is such a bad game for an ADC to play if I see this in my solo queue games. I'm just locking in my Swain or Seraphine ADC. I'm not playing a marksman against those champions. It's just so difficult to play against these sort of champions, and so annoying as well. And now we'll just hope that Invoker is able to keep his distance. At least she has the Braum in front of her. The Jinx and the Braum shield should be able to mitigate most of the damage that is being thrown towards the Jinx, but yeah, it's looking very hard for the Jinx and Aurelion Sol to play the game with the amount of CC that they have. And I love Galio as a champion in controlled competitive sort of environments. You can have the teleport as well as the ultimate and just have the double global presence. Anywhere you try to start a fight against Galio, you are not safe. You don't know from where the Galio might just enter the fight and change the odds. The AoE knockup from the ultimate following into the taunt as well, and he will have the aftershock, does not take damage. I love the Galio pick, and I hope he is able to live up to expectations. And we know Aurelion Sol is such a heavy roaming sort of a champion as well, and I think Galio is one of the champions who can keep up with that whenever Aurelion Sol is going to take that cosmic journey to the top or bot lanes. Aurelion Sol, I mean, the Galio is just gonna press the R and follow him right up.
Yeah, and yeah, as you said, just that hero's entrance just comes up to match that Aurelion Sol where he does try to go for roam. So it's honestly interesting that they've chosen very good roamers in that mid lane overall. Honestly, I have not seen this Aurelion Sol, and as you said, in these competitive tournaments. We have seen it a couple of times in Thorfinn's hands in the Streamers Clash, but that was a more bit of a fun event where not everyone was on the equal level of playing, so it was much easier to use out over there where you can get your stacks up pretty much. But here I think there's going to be some denial of those stacks for the Aurelion Sol, so he will not be able to get those empowered ultimates that he does want to be getting off. Talking about that Jinx, yeah, she's going to have a very hard time. Only that Braum is there to actually save her in these kind of team fights. A lot of engage onto her, and if she doesn't have flash up in certain team fights, she's pretty much dead off the mark if she just gets caught out, even just by a single pixel over there. So it's going to be definitely difficult for her to play it out. And this Lilia will be just roaming around this map, just creating havoc as much as she can with that added movement speed. She's just going to be keep on going for objectives, keeping going well. Honestly, don't want to see 5 grubs again in the hands of, you know, SOV, of SOV the way they had it last time. It did make a lot of turret marching, and SOV was so dominant in game 2. It must be playing a bit of mind games also with G2R about how they want to be playing this match, given that the first game was still at a very equal level. Just came up to that last team fight where SOV even at that point had 3 Drakes. They had one more Drake and they could have maybe ended the match themselves, so that was much more of a tight exchange compared to game 2. So definitely G2R is feeling a bit like the underdogs compared to the matchup that will be going up. But this is a do or die for both teams. This is single elimination, guys. Keep in mind, we have G2R, the Pakistan team, on the blue side, SOV, the Bangladesh team, on the red side. And look at this, all members of SOV going for that top hidden bush play over their Fireball.
Firemen stacking up in the top side brush, maybe are looking to catch out the Smolder, but by the looks of it, I think they have gone for a lane swap, and the Smolder will be going in the mid lane. And we have Galio walking towards the top side, so maybe Smolder does not want to be going up against this Mordekaiser. So we have the battle of the scaling dragons in the mid lane. We'll see which one can turn out to be that bigger threat. Both of the champions very similar. They just want to farm early game, want to get those stacks up. Aurelion Sol and the Smolder, they will be going up against each other. But I think definitely in a laning situation, Aurelion Sol should be pretty comfortable against a Smolder because of the extra range that he has, and the better AoE clear, at least in the earlier stages, till the Smolder gets a few items where he can start one-shotting the wave. And the Lilia starts the grub, the Viego will start the red buff, so opposite side of the maps, and they will be looking to gank on the opposite ends. Now Galio up against the Mordekaiser. I think that is a smart play coming out because the Galio should be pretty fine against this Mordekaiser in lane, and Smolder should give some respect early on at least to this Aurelian Soul, because earlier on still A Soul is stronger compared to the Smolder. In the bot lane we are trying to get level 2s quickly. I think the blue side will get it, and an engage will land onto the Braum, holding that stun, not actually connecting it, will use it right now. So they do take half the HP bar away from the Braum. Good trade. In the top lane there's heavy trading going on as well, so just action all around.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think just this mid lane is just going to be that Smolder and Aurelion Sol just stacking up as much as they can. If Smolder keeps a bit of that respect, doesn't get caught out, he will be having a fine time as well. He can chill over there. The top lane is where it's getting very spicy. And look at this rally, he's getting very in the face of the bot laners of SOV, just preventing a bit of CS. Aurelion Sol getting a bit of damage onto that small dragon Smolder over there. Lilia has reached towards the blue buff side while Viego's reached his own, so he is maybe going to be pathing towards this bot side over here. There are pings coming out that he might be going for a gank after he gets his blue, or maybe even before that. Again, that of chunk damage. Rel goes in for some hits on Terex. Terex brings up the shield. He has a big door in the face of the Ashe. Not much damage coming out. All in all, very standard practices going on. Smolder is slightly up in CS, and Aurelion Sol is looking to put a ward there in the river. He thinks that Lilia might have started the opposite side actually, so he's put the ward towards the bot side of the match. We do have a boss coming in, but this is very important information that Aurelion Sol has put the ward over there, right? So he will not expect the Lilia coming from the left side. If he does, he has to hug the right side unless he doesn't want to get ganked in that exchange. And Viego will be looking to maybe walk his way to the bot side once this unpause does come up. On the top side, you can see the Galio has pushed in the Mord under his wave. Galio does have a bit of range with his abilities, the way it plays out. All health pots being burnt in that top lane. The Smolder burns his own health pot in the mid lane, while Aurelion Sol is keeping quite comfy with his own 2 pots in his pocket over there.
And top lane, we have an engage by this relatively healthy Galio onto the Mordekaiser. Will get taunted up when the passive bonk will follow. Let's just see if it is enough to force the flash out of this Mordekaiser. And like you mentioned, the ward being placed on the bot side, and I think he will just be playing towards that side where he has the vision, and his jungler is there as well. Taunt is there, the shield connects, the E is there to follow. Great play to hold on to his flash. Weaker men would have used their flash over there. In the bot lane we have an engage going on, but Broken Blade is here with this Viego. Gets the root onto the Ashe, forces the flash, the Braum stacks, one more auto will do it, the stun comes up with the exhaust following up, and the flash forward from Invoker just for good measure was not needed actually, maybe just got scared, the Jinx, the Ashe might run away, but first blood nonetheless secured by Broken Blade in this game, and the early gank paid off yet again. Smolder just tanking that Kamehameha beam on the face, just refusing to move away from it. Takes a lot of damage, completely loses out on that trade, but SOV off to a good start, gets an early lead onto the Viego, and if G2R learned anything from that previous hammering that they got, they do not want this Viego to get any further ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, and just maybe a bit of a misplay from the Jinx, maybe not anticipating that his team will get the kill. Does burn the flash over there. Heavy engage on the top side. The Mort is level 5 while Galio is still level 4. Has his TP intact for himself, so maybe get some trade damage onto the Mort and just TPs back into the lane for further exchanges over there. In the meantime, this Smolder has as well TP'd back into lane while Aurelion Sol has his own, so he's just chilling. Aurelion Sol pretty low on mana right now, trying to just get his stacks for himself. Galio has a very fat wave coming towards under this tower, so has to try and CS pretty perfectly under this turret. He is going for an engage on the Mort, gets the taunt onto him. Mort is trying to fight back over. His shield does get melted pretty early on, just back off the exchange. But as we said, Galio is TP advantage for himself, so this is a very good exchange for him. So he is pretty much winning over the Mord has his level 6, does trigger the ultimate onto Galio.
Yeah, a misplay coming on there by the Galio. Has the dodging steps, but the passive damage is too much. Now the Lilia should just come in and secure the kill. But he went in as soon as the Mordekaiser hit level 6. Unfortunate timing going on right there by the Galio, and will end up giving away a solo kill in the top lane to the Mordekaiser. You do not want that exact thing to be happening. You do not want the Mordekaiser to start getting fed early, but at least the Lilia is there to get the follow-up kill, and Lilia getting some sort of CS lead onto this Viego. Both the junglers sitting on 1 kill each, and Lilia will start up the grubs actually, and the Viego will reply with this dragon in the bot side.
Yeah, just a standard exchange over objective over there. Lilia was fortunately there to get that trade kill off. Just unfortunate time from the Galio. As soon as he goes in, Mord hits that level 6, activates the ult over him. Know where the Galio can go, but he does lead the Mord to eating some turret shots that leads to an easy kill for the Lilia at the end of the day. So all in all, OK exchanges over there. Smolder's at about 2 CS behind. Mord is 10 CS up on his counter laner on the Galio over there. The Lilia is pretty much a bit up in CS against the Viego. The Viego is looking pretty anxious to maybe get some more plays. He was very important in game 2, so I'll be looking to see him make some impact on game 3 as well. But G2R is well aware of this, and maybe well aware of what Viego likes to play for after seeing him in the first game where they played against him. So it's going to be all in all a bit tight situation. Galio does have to TP back to lane. Again, exchange on the top side. The taunt will land onto the Mord. Mord is already less than half HP. Galio is paying some respect to him given that he's level 7 right now and knows the damage that the Mord can deal out. Mord's ultimate will be up pretty much very soon. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of plays do actually go out from here. Lilia is looking for a gang on the bot side over here, Fireball.
Now Ashe gets level 6, the enchanted crystal arrow is available. They do not want to use that onto the Braum, and now it should be coming up. The shield will block the damage at least, but they will sacrifice the Braum. Ashe picks up a kill. Good engage timing going on. As soon as the Ashe hit level 6, the Lilia was there in the bot lane, and the Rel had the engage to follow. So they pick up another kill, and now the ultimate being used up by the Mordekaiser as soon as his jungler comes into the lane. Now as soon as this ultimate ends, Galio is in a whole lot of trouble. At least tries to secure a minion or two before he goes down. Viego picks up the second kill of his game and getting this early advantage quickly. We saw the trading was going at least in Galio's favor after he got the Bami's Cinder, and now he should be working towards the Magic Resist. I would have liked to see the Magic Resist come in a bit sooner. I think he should have gone for the Null Magic Mantle first back itself, especially after seeing how much they were trading, and he did end up dying in the lane once as well, but now he has to be careful. Already has died twice. His 22 CS behind is just losing more and more waves. It's looking very bad. Flash engage onto the Jinx. Will be forced to use the cleanse, but will get locked up.
The Lilia.
The Lilia surviving with 1 HP. Super Mega Death Rocket is available. Let's see if she can get that with the sniper. Great peel coming on by the Braum. Great use of the exhaust onto the Lilia to prevent the damage. And the Jinx ultimate will miss. Now, sneaky play coming on by the blue side. They end up staying. Hex Splash! Beautiful engage coming on by the Rel. Gets both the bot laners away. So we uses the ultimate, and the Ashe will pick up a easy double kill, all thanks to her support, and they completely turn around the engage from earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent play from them at the same time. But look at this in the top side. The exchanges are going down over here. You do not seem to stop fighting. The taunt does land onto the Mord. Galio is trying to just sneakily walk his way over. Lilia is coming up in support for this. Aurelion Soul is also on the move as well. So they're just probably going to let this Galio just die over here. And unfortunately, he does go down and kill over to Aurelion Soul.
I mean, isn't Galio ult supposed to be unstoppable? Like once you cast it, you can't cancel it. I mean, the Lilia
Yep.
was there near him in the jungle. He could have just pressed his ult on top of the Lilia to escape from the Mordekaiser, but instead will end up dying for the third time. And now the game, the lane is pretty much done for this Galio. There's no coming back for this champion. Flash engage tried onto the smolder, barely misses. Broken Blade is not afraid to go for these flashy plays, but I'm very unhappy with the way the Galio has played this out. Was continuing to take these aggressive plays after dying twice in the lane, was fighting against a completed Rylai's Scepter Mordekaiser, and still not using his abilities to run away, and he just cannot stay in lane against this Mordekaiser anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Before this point, yeah, now he can't. But before that, he could have maybe just gone for CS, instead of just going for those up and up fights with Mord, where he knows he's going to lose against the Mord who already has that item over him. Like the Ryza is right, it's going to slow him down as well. Gives him very easy exchanges for Mord. In the back of him, Mord had his ult up as well. He could have gone for Mord that way. And he's also given a kill over to Viego in the previous exchange. So this is getting Viego accelerated as well. And all in all, you gave the Asol kill as well in that Baron pit over there. So Asol gets a kill to his name, so it's going to be harder for the Smolder to fight against him. As you see, Asol does have his Rylai's completed as well at the end of the day. So he's going to be facing this Smolder. Smolder doesn't want to face. And Galio maybe looking to come for an exchange over here while the red side are looking to maybe take the Dragon. But look at this. Everything's happened to the bot side of this matchup over here. The Dragon is flying away, but the exchange has gone down over here, Fireball.
Galio ultimate will come in to provide the peel necessary. Now Ashe is getting to free hit in the background. Mordekaiser is there to take her to the death run. Ashe is the kiting available. She is trying to survive as much as she can, but if the Mordekaiser is so fed from the opposite end of the map, there is very little that you can do as an ADC, and she will be cursing the Galios like, why is a 3-kill Mordekaiser jumping on top of me in the bot lane of all places, and will get shut down. So even more gold going on to the pockets of this Mordekaiser, and good trade coming on by SOV over there. I would say they got the shutdowns onto the Ashe, and but they could not convert that into the Dragon. There's Galio 0 and 3 at least has completed the first item now, provides a lot of magic resist to it. I think the Mercury Treads should follow up pretty soon, and let's see if that is what is needed for him to survive at this point. But now Ashe did pick up a kill in that previous fight as well, so goes up to 4 kills, still in a pretty decent spot compared to the Jinx. And that is the win condition for G2R. I think the Ashe in a pretty good spot, as well as this Lilia, and the Folder is scaling pretty well too.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks like they just won this Drake for themselves. SOV can't actually contest it. Aurelion Solo is pretty far away. The Jinx is still in her own lane. So that's 2 dragons to the name of G2R. Sorry, 1 dragon to the name of G2R. But they have all 6 grubs over for themselves as well. So objective-wise, they're doing pretty fine and dandy. The gold is dead even after all those Galio deaths, right? So that's just telling you how the other lanes of G2R are doing. The Ashe has 4 kills. Already has the Kraken Slayer. Already has the Berserker Greaves, is building up to another attack speed item for herself. Aurelion Sol is zoning pretty much this Smolder away, not allowing Smolder to get stacks that he does actually want, given how far ahead Aurelion Sol is as well. He is up quite a bit of CS, whilst the Ashe is up on CS over the Jinx. And again, this Galio just coming in to this Mord to fight over here, but this might be a bait setup because the Lilia is close behind. But look at this Broken Blade walking into all members over here. The Aurelion Sol ult hits almost nobody over here, and look at this, he's just trying to free fire, but he's out of mana at the same time. Broken Blade is 1 HP, gets down to the Galio from the kind of snipe angle, and the Mord is going heavily over here onto the Smolder. Smolder goes down as well, nobody to save him. This actually are trying to guide the Mord between them. The Mord is in no man's land, 4 members. He is encroached by all of them, and they go down, and the Rift Herald is being started by G2R over here at Fireball.
What an exchange over there. So it felt like the Galio is getting caught between 2 members, the Viego and the Mordekaiser, but the Lilia and The Ash Arrow helped as well. The Rel came up with her engage, provided a lot of necessary CC, and Broken Blade just went down, and Galio got a much needed kill for himself. Holding that thought, this Ash looks like she's in trouble right there, but the Rel is there on her horse to provide that necessary peel. But this Mordekaiser is starting to become a problem every time you go in a team fight. He just takes a member into the death realm and it's a guaranteed kill. And Galio ends up getting the first turret gold as well, but will go down for it flash forward. So I don't know how worth it was his while. Gets the double buffs away too, but at the end of that exchange it was 2 for 1 in favor of G2R, and they ended up getting the Rift Herald as well, so I think they'll be pretty happy all in all.
Yeah, absolutely. Get the turret, get the rift. They are balancing themselves up on that goal, 1.6 goal, 1.4 gold up ahead. So they will be enjoying a bit of that goal lead. They have the grubs, have that hex tech for themselves. So they are going to be enjoying. But I think Mord's going to answer back with his own turret here in the meantime. Galio doesn't have a TP to come up fast enough. But there are no grubs on the side of SOV, so they can't get this turret very fast. So he will maybe just make it back in time. Ash has come to the mid lane while Smolder has gone bot to farm up against this Jinx, as Smolder was not being able to farm up against the Railing Soul at all. He definitely does need his stacks to become a big boy overall. The blue turret does go down, the tier 1 in the top lane does go down to the hands of the Mord. Mord will get that, get his base off, will be falling back. No objectives coming up right now. The Drake will be coming in around 1 minute 45 seconds time. It is going to be interesting to see how they deal with it, how they actually anticipate the matchup going on. Rel is just trying to clear some vision for himself at the end of the day, but it's going to get caught out by Broken Blade. Broken Blade is going pretty heavy on him, but Ash is here for the support. They maybe try to go for the disengage. Rel does jump over, does dismount as well. Aurelion Soul just keeping the Lilia at bay as well, so nothing actually does come up of it except maybe a bit of a chunk damage onto that Rel. They might be looking for a play on the Ash, but no, instead Rel just choosing to back. Does not have many wards for himself. We're going to pick some up. We'll come back into it for that vision fight, and both sides looking pretty equal right now. Even though the goal lead is 1k in G2R's favor, it is fairly even in all objectives except for those 6 grubs for themselves.
9 kills to 8 at 18 minutes. G2 are in the minutest of gold leads, and Ash will be building towards what I'm assuming is going to be the Phantom Dancer. Can actually go for the Runans as well, considering there are 3 melee champions for the side of SOV. And now look at this, the big dragon just bullying out the baby Smolder. This is what I was talking about. The lane swap that they did to help the Galio, I feel, and it did not matter at all. The Aurelion Sol got to free farm against the Smolder, as well as the Mordekaiser got 3 solo kills onto the Galio. So the lane swap completely not working in the favor of G2R, losing out on both the sides there. And now Aurelion Sol is starting to become scarier and scarier. This Smolder needs to catch up on the stacks pretty soon if he has to have any say in the game before it's too late. And the Galio will try to get some damage onto the turret. Almost takes it down with the help of the grubs actually. Now the dragon has spawned. It's a cloud dragon. Both the teams are set up, and we might be looking at an explosive fight.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what we are actually looking at, that what actually will go down over here. This dragon is all the talks of the town right now. Whoever gets it will be having the dragon lead for themselves. Aurelion Sol is trying to bully the Galio, but Galio gets the turret before he does back out. The dragon has been started by SOV over here, so they will be trying to go for the shade. In the meantime, G2R, yeah, they're gonna completely ignore it and get the mid tier 1 tower instead for themselves. So that's what they're trying to go for over there. They don't think they can go for a 5v5 exchange at the moment in their eyes, especially. So the dragon will be definitely going into SOV's favor. Baron is coming up in 5 seconds time. That will be the next objective on pretty much everyone's mind. And this Smolder is definitely not having a fun game at all over here, Fireball, especially with that laning phase against the Rain Soul, where they had to switch the Galio to the top side, where it didn't even work out for him in the end. The Mord pretty much dominated him over there, and he didn't respect the Mord at all.
Only 160 CS in 20 minutes. You hate to see that if you're a Smolder, so it's gonna take a nice another 5 to 10 minutes for him to start stacking up to the 225 mark. But I think there was a pretty smart call coming out by G2R, realizing that they might not be able to take the team fight because of how far ahead this Viego and the Mordecai currently are, and they just end up getting the crucial mid lane tier 1, which opens up the map so much for G2R for the follow-up plays. And the Smolder, why are you there? There's no turret behind you, there's no vision. You can just push the wave, go back, the waves is gonna come to you eventually, just giving away kills for free and going on to the Aurelion Soul as well. And maybe they're not realizing that Aurelion Soul maybe even scales better than Smolder. I mean, that's arguable, but still the amount of scaling that comes out from this dragon is nothing to scoff at as well. And now he is 2-0 and 2, has almost 2 items completed, and the mid game is just looking like it's gonna go to the big blue dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just not respecting that the Aurelion Soul can scale like this. They're letting the Smolder completely misplayed over there. Calls in his mother over there, but makes no difference. He still goes down at the end of the day. It's gonna set up Aurelion Soul to get another kill to his name. Already got that 200 gold bounty on himself. The Ash Arrow onto Aurelion Soul. They're trying to maybe knock him out over there. Aurelion Soul does activate the ultimate, does get some knockups. He does flash away at the end, but the slow from the Ash will not stop anything. That's probably a very dead dragon. But the shutdown goes over to the Rel! Yeah, the Rel gets the shutdown. That's not who you want that goal to be funneled on. In the meantime, SOV even gets their own mid-tier 1 turret for themselves. So this is absolutely not what G2R had in mind over their Fireball.
They do end up shutting down the Aurelion Soul, but at what cost? They ended up using both the flashes of the bot lane while holding that thought. We have a full-blown fight in the mid lane. Broken Blade going dangerously low. Will
flash?
fail the flash, unfortunately. Ash picks up this kill at least, gets the shutdown onto the Viego, and now they're marching down mid lane. So they ended up using the Ash Arrow, they ended up using the Rel Ultimate, the Ash Flash, the Rel Flash, so much used just to get the shutdown onto the Aurelion Soul. And at least in the follow-up of that, they got another shutdown onto Broken Blade as well. And now the jungler is down. They have 5 members near the Baron pit, and the Baron is melting.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple of missteps for SOV overall. An excellent enchanted arrow on the Aurelion Soul on top, even though unfortunately the goal does get funneled onto the Rel. It does allow them to come back in the mid side, get that fight off. Broken Blade with a bit of a failed flash at the end of the day. His bounty does also get claimed by G2R. That leads them to the jungler of SOV down to pick up the Baron for themselves. So all in all, a bit of a throw by SOV, and now G2R in the lead with the goal. So they are mounting a bit of a comeback here in their own words and their own plays that I could actually be saying over here. But SOV is 2 dragons up, so we won't be seeing a soul for a very long time over here, Fireball.
Yeah, so 2 dragons picked up for the teams, the SOV, and 1 for G2R, and Ash working towards the Infinity Edge. Once the Ash completes the Infinity Edge, the Kraken Slayer, Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, such a strong build, will be doing insane amounts of damage. And with the protection available to her, along with the Galio and the Rel, I think it's gonna be very hard for SOV to navigate around that damage. And I feel the Fed Ash might be just able to drag this game long enough for the Smolder to scale on to become a beast.
Yeah, definitely, that is the ruin core, and because there are dragons that are not even in soul point range from either side, Smolder will definitely have time to be scaling up. He will. Lilia is challenging a bit for this blue buff, having a bit of fun with the members of SOV, and does take it for herself. The smite does come in. The Drake will be spawning in around 6-7 seconds time over there, and Lilia does have prior on it, so we'll be starting that Drake. And I think this next Drake will definitely be going over to G2R. SOV very comfortable with this Drake going over. It will just basically equalize the numbers. Aurelion Soul will be going topside to get some more farm to his name, get some more stacks. We'll be enjoying that way, and the Smolder is definitely not having a good time overall. This Galio is not looking as effective as we did think he would be in team fights because nothing exactly of that kind is broken out. Members are just being caught out here and there. There has nothing been like a 5v5 team fight that I would have liked to be seeing going on. Already 25 minutes on that clock, and all in all, the goal is in G2R's favor, 2.5k in their lead. They are enjoying quite a bit of breathing room here. That definitely allows the Smolder to get up to where he will be a huge menace. And then you have the Ash and the Smolder. You have to target both of them, otherwise both of them can melt your team very, very fast. The Vego, if he does get a reset on either of those champions, will allow for also a lot to be happening in those team fights. The Ash almost having her Infinity Edge being completed, as you said, going to be a complete combo with the Kraken Slayer, the Phantom Dancer, and the Infinity Edge. Jinx already has the Infinity Edge and the Phantom Dancer, looking to be building up more. Aurelion Sol is the one with the highest lead in CS at 225. Galio is trying to maybe do a bit of silent, falls back of it. And we have gone to a more slower pace of the game as no objectives are currently, nothing actually to be fighting for. And I'd love to see that teams aren't actually going for any engages when this is happening, because there's absolutely no point going for these kind of fights when nothing is to be fought over here, Fireball.
Yeah, both the middle, all of the outer turrets are down for both the teams as well, so cannot really risk anything right now. No barons, no dragons available, and they are not in a position to fight for the tier 2 turrets as well. And I think this just favors G2R. The longer the game goes, the Ash and the Smolder are just gonna keep scaling on more and more, but nothing to take away from the Jinx and the Aurelion Sol as well. So 3-item Jinx is a completely different champion as well. Those rockets, when they start flying in, it's just too much for anyone to handle, and along with the Braum passive, that's a great combination. So both the teams pretty neck to neck on these picks, but I think the trump card is this Smolder, and we just have to pray that he has completed those stacks. It is already 28 minutes in the game. If you have not completed your stacks by now, you're doing something terribly wrong on that champion. But he has 225 CS, so I'm assuming he has finished his stacks along at least. And next team fight around the Baron, I guess that is gonna be the big one, where we might see the full potential. Now the Ash has completed the Infinity Edge as well. Now this is the moment G2R should force a fight, because the Jinx is still sitting at 2.5 items. The Aurelion Sol is sitting at 2.5 items. 3 completed items for the Ash. The stacks, I'm assuming, have completed onto the Smolder. 3 items on the Lilia. All in all, big item advantage for the side of G2R. If I am G2R, I'm looking to start this Baron up, or try to just force a team fight right here and right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this. The Aurelion Sol is coming on the Smolder, being to flash away just in time to avoid the Aurelion Sol ult over at the back end. Smolder will not be having flash up for this next fight that will be occurring towards the Dragon side. Galio once again being caught out by the Mordekaiser, having to flash himself, does get picked up into the realm. Mord is chasing him down, and Broken Blade is here for backup once this realm does go down, if Mord doesn't get him, and that's going to be a very dead Galio, but the arrow does come in.
The realm will get some sort of an engage going on, but the Smolder is very late to the party. Now he comes in, his stacks are not done yet. It's 29 minutes into the game. I thought that ult is just gonna wipe away the entirety of SOV, but the burn damage is not taking Madness. He has not completed his stacks at 30 minutes into the game as a Smolder, and I think it all just began with him getting caught out in the bot lane, and then the Galio overextending as well. Why are you so far ahead when the Baron is about to start? Your whole team is made around a team fight composition. There's no need to be split. Just group around the objective and play to your strengths. Very poor decision making coming on by G2R. They're just not playing to their strengths and allowing SOV to get this gold slowly back into their own pockets. Now look at this Galio again. He has teleported in the top lane, and we saw a lot of pings but at least his team is coming over now for the follow. The Ash Arrow does connect, but it's only the Braum, so nothing will be coming out of that. The Lilia has started the Dragon in the meantime, and they should be picking that one up. And please tell me the Smolder has completed the stacks by now. 31 minutes into the game. Please.
Yeah, it is something of a miracle that he hasn't. It's because he was zoned out. Rainsford does go in deep over here. Ash have it flash away. The Dragon does get picked up by Lilia. Rel is looking a bit lost over here. An excellent engage from him.
Oh
The
my
Galio
God.
ult is completed. This is
what
a
I'm
wombo
talking about.
combo. At the end of the day, this is where the ults do line up. That is Broken Blade also going down over here.
There
Smolder
you
does get the
go.
kill, and this is going to be a clean wipe almost as well. Mordekaiser has run for his life onto the opposite side of the match, and it looks like the pings are coming for the Baron, and the Baron will be going in over to the hands of G2R. There's nothing to be stopping them right now, Fireball.
So this is what I was talking about. You put this sort of team composition in a 5v5 situation, and this is what happens now. I'm not sure if they can do this Baron actually. They need someone to tank. Now the Galio arrives in time to tank the damage up, but boy, that was just so beautiful to watch. The engage combo coming on by the Rel and the Galio, along with the AoE damage coming on by the Smolder and Lilia. Just perfect the way it worked out for them. And they get 4 kills, they lose just the 1. They will be nice to the AD carry, wait out 3-4 seconds extra to make sure all 5 members of the side of G2R get the Baron buff as well. And now SOV are in big trouble.
Yes, very considered. They all members do get that. Most of the members do get Baron buff. SOV is now looking to be struggling a bit. This Vago pick not doing what they wanted compared to what they did last game. Even though Galio was so behind, just that Hero's entrance over there pretty much changed the face of that fight, as well as that excellent Rel flash engage coming out from the side of the support of G2R. All on an excellent fight in their name, wiping out 4 members of SOV and leaving Mordekaiser to run for the hills in that exchange. Do pick up the Baron, are looking to pick up this tier 2, will be picking up this tier 2 turret for their name, and maybe looking for the tier 2 in the boss side as well. Galio is also pushing up that wave. That mid wave is looking pretty stagnant on the top side, so would have liked to maybe see one member push it over there who has the TP, right? The Smolder will be having his TP up over soon. Soul just about missing the ability from the Smolder, does try to fall back. They are fighting heavily for this turret as well. Maybe someone should be pushing the mid side as well. Braum does go in, gets the door, has the door in the face, the door not broken at all. They are getting pushed in heavily. Ash trying to get some maybe last hits on the tower with those Voidlings being spawned as well. The wave does come in. I don't think SOV can defend this anymore. The enchanted arrow just barely missing the members of SOV. But an excellent re-engage from SOV over here, but might have been baited given the hero's entrance does come out. The Braum will be going down as well. The Mord has triggered the ult onto the Smolder. The Smolder does some flashy plays as well, trying to survive as long as this ult does still manage to focus. The ult does go down, the Mord does go down as well. The Galio is fighting for all his life. The Jinx barely surviving does go down as well. So this fight was a 4-for-4 exchange overall over here, Fireball.
So yeah, not the greatest of fights for G2R right there. The Lilia did end up getting caught early on, was supposed to use her Zonias and was completely a non-factor in that fight pretty much. But just because again the team fighting potential of these champions is just so high that they somehow managed to salvage that to be a 4 for 4. They end up getting the inhibitor in the bot lane, so they'll be happy. They ended up losing 4 members and a lot of gold went back into the pockets of SOV, but still they got the inhibitor and they'll be content. I'm not gonna use the word happy, but they'll be content with the exchange that happened over there. Yeah, if you're SOV, your only hope is to get the split push going on, try to split these champions, because as 5-on-5 I don't see any hopes for SOV's composition to have any sort of chances against the Galio, Ash, Rel and Lilia. See, if the Galio
As we
keeps
talk
doing
about
this, you have a good chance.
Oh, but it might have been a big kind of fight.
Oh my god, this is just so tilting to watch. Well, the Goon Squad has arrived at least now to get, but this is such a poor engage coming on from the side of G2R. Again, all of the blame is to go on this Galio. We have seen this so many times. It's like the 6th or 7th time I'm seeing this guy. Why is he in the river in front of the dragon alone? Like, I just don't get
absolutely no
it.
reason for him to be there,
just
Fireball,
don't
at
get
all.
it.
Even I don't understand. He has been caught out so many times, again and again. The Mord catching him out on top. Had to burn some flashes also at that extent. But over here, just baits out his entire team to get killed off as well. So definitely not well. SOV picking up another Drake for themselves. I believe this is them on solo point, if I'm not mistaken, according not to the UI, according to what we have seen. So definitely what should be going on. Red Soul has no mana, will have to be forced to back over here. But yes, especially around the time of the dragon spawning, Galio getting caught off like that is definitely not what G2R wants. Especially when they sent him up top to fight the Mord as a counter over there, right? They had all their hopes pinned in this Galio, and what he had done in that last huge team fight before that 4 deaths for 4 deaths, right? That in the near that river bush, that hero's entrance. That's what we want to see of the Galio, not the one to get caught off first off and not have the CC for later on in that fight.
Definitely. If I am the Ash, I'm spam pinging that Galio for the entirety of this game. Because of that, the Mordekaiser just ulted up the Ash and took her to the death realm and bonked her around. But yeah, they just need to stick as 5 members. Now they are in a group of 4. The Mordekaiser in a bit of trouble. Will use the ultimate to buy some time at least. The Lilia is making her way up and is near the blue buff right now. SOV smartly realizing that they do not win a team fight situation, so they run away, and the Orlean Soul is doing a lot of poke damage. Actually, Rel taking down to half the HP. The Baron will spawn in about 20 seconds. Now G2R might be looking for an engage of some sort. Galio goes in, good 2-man taunt, the jump forward from the Rel. Great descent from the skies coming on by the Orient Soul, and someone help the poor Ash out. The double kill being thrown away by the High Reaper. So much damage coming on, but look at this, the engage looked so great. Those 2 members should have just melted instantly, but the Braum surviving somehow, and it's a 1-for-1. They lose the jungler and they take down the Smolder. I think they have to start focusing on this Aurelian Soul now. He's kind of solo carrying these team fights for SOV right now. He has scaled to become a monster as well. 311 CS to his name. 1, 2, 3, 4 items completed. Almost working towards his last item there. And now, as the game goes on, all the members are gonna be sitting on 5 to 6 items, and the goal is not going to matter all that much. But G2R, they end up losing both of their ADCs in that previous exchange, and it's starting to look a bit scary for them.
Absolutely looks scary. That was such an engage from G2R. Excellent from the Galio. Instead of getting caught out, he's the one catching them out. They lose the Smolder, they lose the Ash. The Aurelian Soul just doing so much damage from behind with nobody catching onto him. They're looking for another engage over here on this side. Broken Blade is playing a game of tag over there, seeing who does come in first, but it looks like the Baron will be getting secured, given the backs of the Jinx as well right now.
Jinx decides to recall? Okay, no.
No, I think it's just a bit of a bait for us casters who can see her. She's just baiting us a bit just to think that she's definitely not going for the bag, just cancel that recall. A lot of fight. This next fight will honestly determine who goes for the win over here, Fireball, just given how the situation of this matchup has been to this point.
I can feel the tension all the way up here. I just wonder what the players are feeling right now, as we are just working towards this explosive Baron fight, which is definitely gonna decide the end of the game. Now there are 5 members of SOV near the Baron pit. The Smolder is in the bot side. He will get spotted out. No, he starts recalling, but he will go towards the wave, and that might just be the trigger for SOV to just start the engage. And hopefully before the teleport comes on, they can take a few members down, and they are going towards this mid lane. There is flash engage coming on, but it lands only onto the Braum. The Galio ultimate will be there. Great knockup onto 4 members. The root is there. Shut down onto the Aurelion Soul. Aurelion Soul is dead, but the Jinx is getting to auto attack freely, but the Smolder and Ashe are untouched in the backline. Jinx gets a lot of resets. Jinx is at full HP. Jinx will get a quadra kill. And that might just be game. 50-second dead time as they use their engages onto the Braum. Lot of essential ultimates being used improperly. No proper focus onto the carry. Now Invoker, who was just silently watching this entire time, just farming up the items for himself, gets the team fight of his dreams, gets those resets, auto attacks with those rockets, pew pew pew, gets the quadra kill, and SOV are going to be your first grand finalist in the SKplz Community Clash. And what a game, completely different from the first 2 games that we had. And I think G2R, they just have themselves to blame. They were in a perfect situation to win that one out in the mid game when they had the item advantages and when they had all of the resources available to them. The Galio got caught out multiple times and they had some poor engages. They were not playing to their strengths. I mean, they can't just they can't blame this on anyone except themselves, and they should be very, very disappointed by the performance that they showed. It was in their hands and they just let it drag out for far too long, where the Aurelion Souls and Jinx damage was just too much to handle. But still, that should not have been happening, and I think they'll be very, very disappointed. But yet again, great job by SOV to be resilient in the mid game, and they played to their strengths. They knew they can't go for the team fights, so we saw them give away a few objectives as well because they do not want to be taking that 5v5, and they were just looking for any mistakes made by G2R to catch them out, and G2R did give them those opportunities. And in that massive team fight in towards the end, it was all over when the Jinx was left untouched.
Yeah, absolutely. In that last fight, if you don't touch that Jinx, she gets those resets, gets more excited. She's just hammering away. Last to earth, 280, the hyper carries basically of the G2R. They can't do anything in that sense. They're gonna get melted down. They're gonna get destroyed. And the G2 and the the Jinx and the Braum just getting the win for themselves, getting secured. And the Aurelion Soul honestly carried a lot of those fights in the middle amount of the game, right? Nothing you can do. And I think G2R will be blaming a lot on this Galio, right? He's had 2 maybe good engages. Except for that, he's got caught out so many times. It doesn't make up for those engages that he's done, right? So honestly, a lot to be uncovered over here in these replays in our crucial moments of this game 3 between G2R and SOV.
I mean, G2R will be so tilted after this one. I mean, they were doing so well for themselves, but I think this Galio had a game that he would want to forget. Was struggling from the get-go, did not have a good laning phase, gave away 3 or 4 kills to this Mordekaiser, and that just allowed the Mordekaiser to carry the early to mid game for his team. Every single team fight he was just using his ultimate and essentially making the strongest member of G2R not take part in the team fight. That allowed them to buy so much time, and even after all of that, he got caught out in the river multiple times in the top lane, just in between 2 waves where he should not have been. Ashe and Rel, they tried to do as much as they could. Ashe was the sole reason that the mid game was stabilized. She was doing so much damage, but just look at this. Every single time this Galio, even now in the Grubs pit, it was just so poor, and one team fight at the end was all it took for them to close the game out. Invoker playing so well actually to be able to keep yourself safe in a composition against a Rel, a Galio, an Ashe, a Lilia, to be untouched against these champions says a lot about how good your positioning as the ADC is. Was alive till the end and just completely took over with the reset. Very well played there by Invoker towards the end, as we will be seeing that replay pretty soon. But in the crucial moments you can see it was pretty neck to neck, and misplays by G2R is what ultimately led them to lose the game. And congratulations to SOV to become the first finalists of the Crucial by Micron presents SKplz Community Clash powered by Zotac Gaming.
Yeah, as you said, just absolute domination a bit in the sense of how they went for those team fights. They did dominate game 2, but this was definitely much more closer an affair. This Viego coming for a lot of these end kills over here. This Smolder just getting a misplaced. He took so long to get his stacks to be a factor in some of these. Be a factor in these fights, right? Yeah, 30 minutes, as you said, to just get his stacks in just so much. It shows you how much pressure this Aurelion Soul had on him in the mid lane, right? Just not let him get his stacks.
That, like, you cannot have any sort of an excuse like, oh, I got camped, or I did not get a free lane. There's just no way. I've seen gold players get to 225 stacks before 25 minutes at least, and you just wonder. So all of these things just add layers to this. If the Smolder could have stacked in a respectable time, at least by 25 minutes, not even expecting 22 minutes, 23 minutes, which is pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie, but at least by 25 minutes we saw a team fight at around the 30-minute mark in the top side that we will be seeing pretty soon. And yeah, this is the team fight that I'm talking about. Smolder TP comes in and the side of SOV are pretty low. You would expect the Smolder just comes and cleans up, but guess what? The burn damage is not ticking. Now just imagine it's 29 minutes into the game. If the Smolder has those stacks up, every single member of SOV just evaporates into thin air. All of these things add up and ultimately led to the downfall of G2R. And well, unfortunately for them, it did not work out this time. Maybe they will have VOD reviews and they will be self-critical, and they can come back in the next tournament stronger.
Yeah, with that being said, guys, we will be heading into the match summary of this game. Let's disclose on the facts that are on the paper over here, right? This was the third game. It did take much longer than the other two games, almost as much as them combined in the sense. It took 41 minutes over here, 29 kills on SOV, while G2R had 24 kills with himself, almost negligible goal difference towards the end. It was just that fighting that was going on. Both teams were on soul point for their Drakes. SOV got only one tower more over this. This just tells you how close up of the match this was compared to the other two games that we did see. SOV did have to get 2 Barons to actually end over here. G2R managed to get all the Void Grubs in the beginning as well as the Rift Herald. So they did have a lot of pressure towards those towers as they go for those pushes. But honestly, neither of their mid lane or this the Galio, right? The Galio or the Smolder can't go for those kind of split pushes, because if they get caught out, they can be matched so much easier by the side laners of SOV. So much harder time for them in that sense. The Smolder just taking way too long to be anything of importance in this game. So all in all, just not the game plan that G2R honestly came in this match with. So with that being said, guys, your crucial MVP for this game 3 has to be none other than that free hitting Jinx in that last team fight over there on the side of SOV. Invoker, the man himself, 900 damage per minute, 10 for a 6 KD, even with so many champions and the opponents that can just jump on him, only 4 deaths. Excellent positioning towards the ending part of those fights, of that late game kind of scenario. And what else can we say about this man, Fireball?
I mean, yeah, a hallmark of a good ADC is to lay low in the initial parts of the game, and we were just not talking about this Jinx at all, right? We were just talking about the Smolder, we were talking about the Aurelion Soul, We were talking about the Rel Galio engage. Very few times did we mention the Jinx, and the Jinx was working in the shadows all along. Is like I've not reached my final form yet, and with superior positioning, great kiting, and just making sure he does not give away kills for free. Died only 4 times in that bloody battle. Made sure that he was relevant throughout, and well, we were expecting some other forms of carrying to come from the side of Orlean Soul and what not, the Viego, but it was the AD carry, it was the Jinx all along, and boy did he carry the last fight on his own, making sure he got the quadra kill, making sure he was alive, and he was the one who got the final hit on the Nexus for his team as well. So very well played there by Invoker, gets the crucial MVP for this final game. So that was it, guys. First semi-finals of SKplz Community Clash, and we have our first grand finalists who are gonna be SOV, and tomorrow is gonna be the second semi-finals. Make sure that you are here tuned in at the same time to figure out who is gonna be meeting SOV in the grand finals day after tomorrow. It was a pleasure casting these games. I am Fireball, with me was Madness, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
You were right, Kate. My sister is gone. There's only Jinx now.
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
I'm ready.
return peace to this city, you must declare martial law.
Topside is the real enemy. You have the chance to rally the Undercity together. You're a symbol. So what are you planning?
Watch it all burn.
You felt it, haven't you?
The arcane is waking up.
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
This has to end.
Then stop me.